head, and the other one is an octopus with bat wings and a whole bunch of other shit. Their monster designs, they're freaking crazy. I'm gonna get, but as to who's gonna die first, I'm gonna bet Julio / Sombrero guy. He's gonna die first.
Yes, because he's the one whose smile must be protected at all costs, and therefore they're going to kill him. He's the best. I want that outfit. I would look horrible in it, but I would wear it with pride. Emphasis on pride.
Hey! Hey, stream.
We're back, y'all. Back from break. So,
Yay!
welcome to episode 76 of the Right of It.
Indeed.
Glad to have you. It's Saber's Retrospective. The Saber has ended. Technically ended last week. We got a special,
Epilogue crossover.
yeah, with the special epilogue crossover. So, it's all good. You may notice that I'm playing something different. Technically, I'm not playing. I'm going to be hosting the retrospective. We're going to go through a couple different topics as we get through Saber, talk, gush about Saber. But first things first, let's hit the news. That take over.
Yay! Alright. So, first things first. With the end of Saber, we get the obvious release, the obvious announcement, not the release, the announcement of the V-Cinema! Kamen Rider Saber, the Trio of Deep Sin. We don't know much about it yet. We got a little teaser trailer, something about Kiyomu. Most importantly, we get, obviously, the merch for it, which includes an upgrade for Espada. Finally! Finally, the man gets an upgrade. It'll just take another 8 months. No, but yes. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. I really like the book, or maybe on a night. It's cool. I want to see what it does. He's also got a new emblem for his sword, and there's another book there, Amazing Siren. Espada's not using that. That's going to be used by somebody else. I'm not sure who, but somebody. Probably some movie exclusive writer. Probably a female, if I would have to guess, but that's just me. Hello?
My apologies. Hey, Dunn.
Oh, yes.
If you see that name pop up in chat, that that you just followed, ban that.
And oh, okay. No problem. I will go into mod view now then.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get hate rated today. Not today.
Are people doing that?
They're still doing that.
Nice. Nice to know people have absolutely no life whatsoever.
Yes.
Maybe if they got some fresh air.
I
don't know. Maybe. Or a job.
Nice.
They accidentally fell into the wood chipper. I'm not sure anyone would miss them. But I don't know. I
Well,
don't know their
here to make up for it. There you go. 4 months. Yay. No problem.
Soon we'll get out the box, man.
Anyway, that aside, Trio of Deep Sin. Any other thoughts? Yes, no? Right. Not even like on his upgrade or whatnot? No? No one? Okay, well. Espada's upgrade for decent. That's fair. That's fair. I do love it because it's Arabian Nights, which is obviously that would be the logical upgrade for the Aladdin book. So Alright. So we that.
Oh my god.
Although, small prediction, since it is a... I'm going to predict the new exclusive writer is a female, just based on the book. Siren. I'm going to... That's my prediction right now. If it winds up being May, I'll be a little sad. But happy at the same time. I don't know. Depends on what happens. That is my prediction. The other bit of news I have up here, we missed a little bit merch stuff. You probably like this. We're getting new Gokaiju keys. Specifically, everything after Gokaiju. So Go Busters, Doos, and Kaiju are getting Gokaiju keys for the new mobiles. Yay! Some more keys, if you're a fan of keys. Which, actually, I haven't talked about. But you're getting the mobile. Alright then. What else we got? We got some sad news. You wanna do the sad news? We should probably do the sad news. One of the original Ultraman stars, Masanari Nihei, passed away since the last time we did this.
Yep. He played Nihei. He was the designated comic relief character. And he was probably my favorite at the time. Other than, oh god, Tachibana Tobe being their captain. From Kamen Rider thing. Later to be Kamen Rider thing.
Oh, that Tachibana.
Yeah, the guy who owns the garage. And then shows up in like the next 4 Kamen Rider series. A bunch. He shows up in a lot of them.
He was in the, what is it? When they did Rider Week, showed like the 7 crossover thing, he was in that, so... At least I'm just stronger. Seems like he at least met Stronger, some way, shape.
Yeah, he was in Stronger. I can't remember if he was in Super 1, because I remember nothing from Super 1 or Skyrider. I really need to rewatch them, because they were really bad subtitles at the time, and they're much better now.
That's hilarious.
Rip team build.
They have no
Alright.
excuse, because,
Because Cross is on their team.
unbelievably broken.
Lil
Just
House,
like,
Lil
how
House
was
Ghost
this?
and Spectre, man.
Alright.
This get through test?
Next bit of news is Forza's 10th anniversary! Woohoo!
Hooray.
So there was a big Forza anniversary event on the YouTube channel where they did interviews with all the cast and whatnot. Gonna be showing off one of the movies. And also, we're getting the Nadeshiko driver, which I didn't realize never released until now, but now it's being released! Huzzah!
Heck yeah.
Oh, hey, it's Kiba. No, it's Bill versus Ghost Team. Anyway, Nadeshiko drivers coming. So, if you want that, get pre-orders in. I'm personally not going to. Hey. Anyway, last little bit we got is scans. Nothing new. Zenkaiser Eve. We do get one new thing for Trigger, and that is we get to see what Dark Trigger looks like.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, he's clearly Noah Atrocious. He's got the wings from Noah, he's got the extra dribble from Lyle Atrocious. I basically approve. It's not what his hands looked like I thought in the flashback we had, but maybe from his perspective that is what his hands look like.
I don't know.
I don't know if they planned that far ahead. You'd think they would, but I don't know.
Although, the way we're
It looks
getting
good.
it does. The way we're getting it, though, is a little weird. Apparently some time travel shenanigans to get Dark Trigger to fight normal Trigger. Or good Trigger. That seems a little odd.
Yeah. I don't know. Ultras have done the time travel thing, but it's not usually we're gonna travel back in time to fight ourselves. It's usually more, oh, we got stuck in a pocket dimension that's actually traveling through the past or something. Or, you know, we have dinosaurs now. Or that one time that Ultraman, like, had to fight a monster from the past. It's usually that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember how there's this one where they go to like either India in the original Ultraman. They go to either India or the Middle East or some nondescript, not either one of those nations, but clearly based on that. You'll find like a bunch of ancient statuary murals depicting Ultraman, and I can't remember if the implication is Ultraman went back to the past and then came back, or if I think it's just that he visited Earth once before 10,000 years ago.
As it used to be, what usually.
That's the usual, because you know they live for tens upon tens upon tens of thousands of years. Space gods.
Do they have a life expectancy?
I do.
As far as I know, they don't.
Yeah, I don't think there's an end of life old age thing. No, they just keep on going. Certainly no human being will ever see it, barring I don't know, taking a ship to near the speed of light so that they've got relativity going for them. Or stasis or something. But no, as far as we know, they don't have an old age. Now I can't vouch for anything like Gaia or Tiga. They can like give themselves in statues and so for knows how long. So
at least 30 million years according to Trigger. So
according to Trigger,
what's up? All right, and then the last bit of scans we got was for Revice. Not a whole lot new plot-wise, but we did get some new forms. Specifically, we got the Fies, or at least Revises have the Fies form. We already knew what Vice was going to become, but now we see Revise have. I like it. I like the Fies pterodactyl thing. It's got like, it's like his chest is open, like it's Fies in trial mode, or whatever it's called, or Axel. That's what it is. Yeah. So he has like his chest plates opened up, and his chest plates are forming like the wings of the pterosaur. It's neat. I like it. And we also get the full view, finally, of Deno Mammoth, which I dig that one. It's got massive, big old boomerangs, which any form that uses massive, big old boomerangs is good in my book. And then Vice has a couple big old shields, so I quite dig that. The only remix that we got this time was the Eagle remix, which is, as usual, a monstrosity.
Their combined.
Yes, that's the only one of the remixes that has been revealed. That's the only new one so far. Because we didn't see the Mammoth remix yet. I don't think so.
Nope.
I will content myself with the knowledge that they will use those approximately 4 times for the entire series and then never again.
Yeah.
I will hope that this is
I thought since like Vice had the wings, I thought Vice would just like hold Revi in front, but no, it's just Revi just hops on Vice's shoulders. That's how it works apparently. Ugh. The freaking remixes. Oh god.
At least we got a better
yes.
Yeah.
Although,
who knows? Maybe that won't happen this time. They've got a new writer. Well, guess what?
Yeah. We'll get into Revice stuff when we start talking about the actual story of Revice. That's not this week. That'll be later. Probably next week. Because Revice just debuted, so we'll say yes. Yeah, as usual, I think we should just give give everyone a week to
Protagonist dies.
watch it. So.
Spoiler
Protagonist
alert.
dies in the
One
first
of
episode.
people
This is the
here
only episode.
is lying to you, the audience. I wonder who it could be.
Turns out this is the only episode we've got. So it'll be any-
Yeah, they just they
Understand.
yeah, they killed the series here.
all those
Went
all
out
the
on a
toys
high
and
note,
stuff.
though. I'll give it that.
All the toys and stuff will still be released, but there won't be any episodes to accompany it. It'll just be thriving only on the merch itself.
Listen, that's practically what happened with Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Access. It was literally a slideshow that they tried to pan off as being an actual series. Well, see, he is a magnetic shadow moon.
Oh, nope. Nice job, Shadow. Alright. And with that, I think we're basically good on the news, unless you guys got anything. Boo.
Starting up pretty soon.
What are they doing for... What are they adapting?
It's still Ryu Soldier. I'm sad that they took away all the sword sounds. That's just me.
I wonder if those are proprietary. Also, it's probably tricky to extract those from the dub. That's probably just pragmatism.
Yeah. But they still like how the Ryu. Did you see Ryu Soldier, Fred?
Actually, no. I have not seen Ryu Soldier.
Okay,
I've
so
seen the first episode.
So the way the swords work is you put the soul in and you gotta do it, and you gotta open and close the mouth twice, and they do it another 4 times, so we can do the soul, and build up before you can actually activate it. So that's 6 presses for one power. No, they don't have any of the sounds, but they still have to do the 6 bites because that's in the sound. So they do the 6 bites, but it's just a bite sound, some stock sound effect. It doesn't build to anything. They just have to do it because stock footage said so. It makes me sad. It makes me so sad.
Yes. Nah, but yeah, there's that, and the new figures for the Lightning Collection have been dropped. There's Finster, so if you want more of Rita's cronies, you get Finster.
Because there isn't enough MMPR, right? Okay.
There's not enough FMPR.
Eventually they'll run out of characters, right?
No, because remember that they did.
And then they're just gonna start re-releasing.
Yes, it'll be time for edition 2.
Mm-hmm.
And did we talk about the figure arts, Ultraman and Gamma, Ultraman X, Gamora?
Oh no, I forgot about that one. Ultraman X is getting Gamera armor. SHB. Gamera armor. And as a fan of watching X now, I think it looks good. I like it.
Yup.
Yay! Yes, I have watched. I watched it yesterday. I dug it. Pretty good. Go check it out. It's my favorite solo MCU movie in a while. So. Are you sure, Marv? It definitely seems like Marvel promoted it. Then again, I guess I can kind of see that. But I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm subbed to the Marvel channel and I get all the Marvel stuff, so I might have a skewed view on that. Yeah, no. I dig it. You get a chance to watch it, go do it. It's good. It's a good one. Yes. Stay safe. Wash your hands. All that over jazz. Alright. What's that? Hold on. We do superhero time real quick? Not full Saber, obviously, but the other two. Trigger and Zenkaiju. Not a whole lot happens, just quickly running through. Alright, starting with Trigger. We get an Akito-focused episode for episode 5, which is good because I like Akito. He really should be a little bit. So again, Akito focus episode. I already forget what they fought. Oh, they fought the Thunder Dragon dude. Right. Thunder Dragon, whatever it is called. The lightning dude who was missing a horn. I believe that ship that they showed off was a reference to Tiga, though I cannot confirm because I haven't watched Tiga. So. Oh well. No, this was like the first monster. It like appeared 6. It was like in a camera security coverage or whatever. I mean, that was the ship from Tiga, but I can't. So, because obviously I haven't.
Was it a little yellow one? Looks kind of like the Falcon or whatever.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, that's one of the ones from Tiga. Very sleek and classy.
So that's a nice Tiga reference. We get some backstory on Akito, some sad backstory because the character needs sad backstory. He's Shadow Moon, what do you expect? They did do that. I do like the big buff Gargon or whatever it goes after Yuna in this episode. So she runs away. She reaches a dead end. She turns around to fight, and he's just like, "Ah, I see you have courage. I will not deny you a fight then." And I'm just like, she just ran away from you for 5 minutes, dude. She's not showing much courage. But then after that, after Akito shows up to help her a little bit, she just slaps him, and then he's like, "Okay, you slapped me. I'm gonna fuck off now. See you guys later." That's literally what happens. She slaps him, and he's just like,
because
all right,
she
then.
slapped emotions into him. She slapped the evil out of him, and now he's doubting everything. They're totally going there. He's gonna be like, the only worthy opponent is this woman.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're destructive monsters that will annihilate their environment to spite themselves. Yes. Yes!
Alright. That was episode
the real
5.
kaiju all along.
That was episode 6. Nope, that was 5.
So
that was
definitely,
5.
if Anno does that for Shin Ultraman, I'd say I was gonna say I'd walk out of the theater, but I'm not gonna watch it in a theater because God knows it won't be anywhere near me.
Then there's I think we should save 7 because it's part of the 2-parter, so we can save.
Yes, there was one over 6. I'm trying to remember what happened in 6. Oh, right, 6 was the 1-hour demon, the robot. The robot that was only active for 1 hour. The Ignis episode.
They could not get through that joint.
No, that was a tough shield. Although I really like this one because it focused more on like the team. It actually showed the team being capable of doing shit for once. So I do like that. I like whenever the team is capable and are able to take down a monster by themselves. Cool. He got a little bit of backstory on Ignis about how his planet, Hudrum, showed up, blew it up, as he does, and it pieced out, leaving Ignis as the only survivor because everyone needs a sad backstory. And that's basically that. That's a quick little trigger catch-up. Quick little Zenkaiju catch-up. The last episode was a recap episode. 25. Well, starting off 24, I guess. 24 is the vacation episode. I love it just because everyone's on vacation. It's a nice, just chill episode. It's my favorite. This is by far my favorite monster of the week they've had so far. Vacation World. He just makes everyone want to go on a vacation, and that's what happens. Everyone just goes on a vacation, and all the bad guys who visit the planet just go on vacation.
I don't need a monster to tell me that I want to be on vacation at all. He can show up and he can do his thing, but it's going to change nothing unless he makes it so that I want to actually do things. That would be the worst. Oh.
No, everyone just stops working. Everyone around the entire world just stops working and just enjoys life and just chills out.
All the people who are already on vacation, what happens to them? Do they go on vacation harder?
I guess. That's what I would do.
I would certainly try.
But even so, everyone goes on vacation, and the bad guys are like, "We've won! Everyone's on vacation, so they will not stop us. Now go see what we can do on this planet." The scout force goes on the planet, and they go on vacation too. And the boss is like, "Where's the scout force?" He shows up. "Hey, boss, we're all on vacation. What are you doing?" Even like the giant robots are on vacation. You see, there's this one scene with just a giant robot just lounging in the street, wearing a swimsuit, and just like, "Hey, boss." Oh, I love this episode. I love this episode so much.
That's magnificent. I love it.
And then eventually, and even like the main fights to Zenkaijers, just because the monster of the week, like they started fighting over like a beach volleyball spot, and then it just
right, because
evolved
they can't
into
fight over, the actual them taking over the world thing, because they're all on vacation.
No,
so that makes perfect sense.
Oh, hey, Silver, how you doing?
No, I'm doing alright. How about you guys?
We're doing good. We're talking some Zenkaiju.
Oh!
Yep, and then Saber review time. But
Gotcha,
first Zenkaiju. Anyway, so, and then they just start having fun, like, vacation games, and eventually the boss shows up to the main monster of the week and just like, "What are you all doing on vacation?" And then it's Varashita, the commander, who blows up the vacation monster. And then everyone stops being on vacation. Just like, "Aw, we were on vacation." And then the rest of the episode resumes and they finish off the episode. And it's just like, I want to go to Vacation World. Vacation World would be a fun world to go to.
Get a little caramel sparkles in there when you can.
That was good. We get gears where there was Kirame Sparkle gear, there was a Page Man gear, and then we saw the Sun Vulcan gear again used for volleyball because that's appropriate. Alright, so that's the vacation episode, and then we get the recap episode this week, or last week. We get the recap episode. I love this recap. I absolutely love this recap because the monster of the week goes back in time and tries to tell the bosses, "Guys, alright, I come from the future. I'm here to tell you how to stop the Zenkaijers." And the bosses are like, "You can't be serious, you're not from the Feister. You can't possibly be from the future." And then they just beat the shit out of him. Oh, I feel so bad for him, but, that's what happens when you have terrible bosses that just don't listen to you. That's one half. The other half is just, "Hey, I come from the future. I can tell you exactly how to stop the Zenkaijers before they ruin all our plans." And they're just like, "We don't believe you." And they beat the shit out of him. Stacy, you gotta watch out for pirates. There's a singing, dancing pirate who's gonna come and beat you. Oh god! And then Stacey just starts shooting him. It's like, what are you even talking about, dude? Leave me alone. I need to find Zenkaiser. I just feel so bad. I just feel so bad for that dude. I also love that he's a reuse. He uses parts from past monsters, and I love that the Zenkaiser's like just call him for that. It's like, oh, it's this dude that we already fought. Wait, no, he doesn't have the recycle. He's using this guy's sword. No, it was a really fun recap episode. You also got a little cute moments for Seichan. Although the time travel shenanigans makes no sense, like at all, because Kaito goes back to his previous self back in time. He just subsumes his previous self, so there's not two Kaitos anymore. Assuming that works the same for everyone else. But somehow there are two Sechons running around. One of the Sechon got kidnapped by the monster of the week. The other one is just the one that was back in time. So I don't know what they did with the second Sechon. Yeah, that's the recap. Yay! Alright, Saber time. Let's go.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Saber. All Saber.
Don, should you handle this one?
Okay. Everyone caught up. Everyone's caught up.
Let's get started.
I love Saber.
I'm ready.
Saber is awesome.
It was
absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Everybody give me general thoughts.
Okay.
Keep it brief.
Well, you know what?
It off. Since Don already started, go first.
I love this
Go
show.
ahead.
Yeah, you can be next, Silver. I love this show. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was fantastic through and through. Basically every episode. I haven't been this hyped week to week since probably X8, honestly. I've been I love all the characters. They're all great. And I love all the lore and backstory they added. It's real interesting, and I like it. And you can do so much with it. And I wish they would have done more in the show, but oh well.
Silver, your general thoughts.
I like it.
I'm gonna say it. Saber. I believe that Saber was a great follow-up after 01. To kick off this new era of writer. I think it did good because a lot of things about Saber really hit me. Now, I did think that they were going a little fast at the very beginning, but it wasn't a big problem for me. It wasn't because I felt like that they were going to build up something bigger towards the end. And right when we reached it, it was worthwhile because that one hit me. That ending kind of hit me in the feels just a tad bit. Done. You heard my reaction when we was watching it.
I did.
It hit me in the feels. Shit was getting hectic. I just loved it. And then they also had plenty of great battles in it. The lore, and I love the background and lore behind it. I loved how basically like most of their stories and characters intertwine with each other. It just like it worked. It worked for me. Like the only thing I felt a little bit bad about is the sword for Falchion, but that's it. You know, because that one was kind of like the least. That was kind of like the least used and like the least lore, honestly. But overall, it was a great series. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, like and I was
just to be clear with my opinion, Saber does have issues. I will fully acknowledge there are some issues.
Okay.
We will talk about them later. But overall, general opinion, I still love it.
If I'm being real, no show is perfect. I will say that no show is perfect. There are going to be plenty of shows that's going to have some problems, but overall, I still think it was good. I still thought this show was good. It was a really fun show to work with, and it really got to me. You know what? But the ending kind of gave me a little bit of Ryuki vibes, like I told Dunn.
Hold on. Before we get into specifics, Silver.
So y'all cut me off. Y'all didn't even let me finish. I wasn't even going to go too deep into it. Yeah, I know, but I wasn't saying nothing about it yet. No, I was just saying it gave me some Yuki vibes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Saber, that was a show. I think it's kind of
I
a
know what Craig
classic
wants to say, but
it's I'm gonna be as kind as I can. I think it's a classic example of how you have an ending and you have a beginning, and clearly those have been written in advance. But then you get to the middle part, and the writers clearly had to flail around because they had to balance actually getting to the ending with all the stuff that they did before and all the mandates from on high to sell merch and have special stuff in between. And I do not feel that Saber did that particularly artfully. It did not handle its middle segment very well at all. It slowed to it starts off like brutally fast, just hitting you over the head with a million different things, and characters whose motivations are not very well developed for the most part, with the exception of, you know, the lead and the initial antagonist, but not, you know, the actual villains of the series who are just kind of ignored. They're just kind of there, and we don't really get a sense of what they're up to until much, much later. And then
yes.
I'm trying to find nice ways to say everything. It's gonna take me a minute. It sort of felt like
me and Silver will provide all the positivity.
It felt very much like Terminal Bandai Loud Plastic to me. It was just like, okay, this is what a series made entirely to be a vessel for merchandise looks like when it's not called a Gundam show. So I felt almost deliberately affronted. Like it was trying to single me out and be like, haha, this is not your show. In that regard, it was very much a vehicle for merch. I felt
Silver
that
had to mute
characters felt wasted as a result, because it's just like, oh, so and so is going to get an upgrade today. It's like, well, can we go into how they got that? Can we go into why they're getting this? It's like, no, he gets it today, so we're going to upgrade. And it just cheapened the entire experience for me. The combat sequences were generally good. The soundtrack was generally fairly memorable, except for half the background songs, which just kind of fade into the background as they're supposed to do, I guess. I think the actors were very accomplished, but they were being given parts that just weren't all that well fleshed out. So I am highly critical of Saber. I believe it could have it had the opportunities to be very good and managed to just kind of squander most of them, in my opinion.
I liked all the Saber, including the middle. I thought all the characters and everything was very well handled. To contrast Frag here, I thought they did do pretty well. They had the beginning. They knew they wanted to break up the guild. They did. They had to build that up. I would say the one thing they lacked there is that Ren should have been brought back into the fold and had his story arc way sooner than he did.
Because
but otherwise, I thought the middle part was very well done. I loved all the characters, and I feel like we knew them very well. The only two exceptions to this are Reika and Yoga, who are really left behind. But we'll get to them when we talk more about characters.
We'll talk about that.
Villain-wise, I dig all the villains, and I guess we'll get to them again when we get to more discussing characters. Anyway, where do we want to start? Plots, characters. Okay, right. Echo has to give his general thoughts. Okay. He did. He got a decent amount of stuff. Alright. No. Yeah, there's not really. Oh, we talked about this earlier. There's not a whole lot of episodes of
Doctor として果たすべき使命がある。
You win! Saber was enjoyable. It's definitely one of those episodes. Yeah, watch it. It's not like high on the list of the because like the Saber now is like your top one.
Yes.
Definitely a rewatch. It's an enjoyable show for me at least, and I definitely see why there's some stuff that turns people off. I can definitely see that, especially when like during the end. I'm not gonna say what exactly happens. I kind of hate when they do the whole get the theme playing, because when the theme plays, something epic is happening, but you can hardly hear it because you got the merch sounds. And I hope they I hope they get better with balancing that. But other than that, yeah, Saber to me was pretty solid.
Alright, so I guess into more specifics then. Do you want to go into plots or characters or
Let's talk about the acts. Let's do it like that structure, like Act 1, Act 2.
Alright.
Let's start off with Act 1. What do you like about Act
1? Alright, so Act 1, the introduction. I say, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like 1 to 16, which is the Fleet of Caliber, or the Death of Caliber, I guess. Alright, so from 1 to there. I really liked, I love the world that it set up. It did a lot of work building the world. We got introduced to everybody. Everybody got like an episode to get introduced and acquainted. So met everybody there. I love all the characters. This is the kind of monster of the week sort of thing to get everybody acquainted with the rest of the series. So that's kind of the structure. I do like the monsters that showed up during this one. I dig their designs and whatnot. Very simple plot-wise. Most of it's very episodic. So that works there. As for the final main bits at the end, where we get Dragonic Knight and whatnot in the final battle, man, I dig Dragonic Knight. My main complaint with this arc is Kento dies twice. He dies once during episode 12 with Toma alone. Turns out he's not really dead, and then he dies again in the next episode. that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. We could have just had one of those. You didn't need both. But otherwise, no, I really like that. I love the final battle with Caliber. The Caliber twist at the end, because it was originally, we were led to believe it was Tenso's dad. Obviously, it wasn't. Not much of a twist, but it was an interesting reveal, at least. It was the other Saber there. Very predictable, but I thought it was interesting, at least, as to how that whole thing worked. And that's another thing that's added in, like, supplementary. The sort of Logos backstory kind of goes into that a bit. So if you watch that, that'll be a bit better, I suppose. But from what we got in the series, I still liked it. Though supplementary series wasn't that good. I will fully admit there. I love the fights, and I love all the fights, really. I thought the action very well done throughout the first arc, and all the visuals of it. Yeah, so I will give... I'll save a rating. I'll save a rating. Silver is still on mute. Okay, Frag.
Okay, I'm here. My bad.
No, never mind. Silver's back.
My thing was acting up for like a brief second. Forgive me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, like basically, my general thoughts on Kamen Rider Saber Act 1. Like, how do I even? Okay, for one thing I did like, I kind of liked how they kind of give us a little bit of intake on the characters, but I kind of felt like that, like, cause it did really feel like a lot was happening, but overall, like, the build up that they kind of put towards like the end of it, mostly with Caliber and what he was about and who he was, you know, I enjoyed that part because the whole time, like, Caliber was just there. He was just popping up every now and then. So, like, it mostly came up to the build of, like, who the hell is this guy? You know, and why is he doing what he's doing throughout this whole entire part? You know, and right when we see it, and then we get a glimpse of, like, who he is and what those were, it was just like, okay. You know, and I kind of liked a few other characters' development and how they've shown their connection with each other. You know, but there were like a few minor things that I didn't really nitpick about. You know, but it wasn't much. Overall, it was a little decent. It was a little decent. Yeah, that's how I feel on it so far. You know, I liked it.
What I liked about Act 1 was a bunch of the character introductions were pretty okay, although I liked the recurring gag of them just kind of turning up at the bookshop, which they kind of fun. They do away with after a while, but I thought was an entertaining little gimmick. And I would have loved it if, like, every character in the entire show wound up doing this. I think it would have been brilliant. Just, you know, villains walk in there and it's like, oh, I'm here to buy a book. And you get to learn what their book tastes are. I think that would have been great. They didn't do that, but and I understand. For me, shining highlights were probably everything to do with Kamen Rider Buster, because he's the best. He's wonderful. He winds up being criminally underutilized later, but he does always feel like the Rock of the group. In a good way. He's very consistent. I definitely liked how they handled our good friend Caliber. I thought that was reasonably well handled. I don't know if at one point in time it was going to be his dad, and they were like, no, we can't do that, it's too obvious. but it did it. What they wound up doing worked. I thought that worked possibly the best out of everything of the build-up plot, like overarching plot-wise of that whole thing. It felt like a reasonable payoff. Gento dying twice was an unfortunate side effect of that really served to undercut his character and everything associated with it. But Caliber felt good there. That was pretty excellent, I felt.
Alright. Go.
So what I like about that, the lore, and I like I did enjoy the character introduction, especially like when they showed up in the bookshop, like and he had that magic carpet.
On the magic carpet.
It's like, the introduction to everything. I did
We'll get to that when we get to Act 2.
Still maybe the best of the series for me. It's like it does a lot of things right other than having a very bulky build book.
It's a pop-up book. It's awesome.
I like pop-up books, but I really don't think they have any place being on your waist where anybody can accidentally brush into them. The show goes to great pains to avoid that ever happening. Like you don't see below like their ribcage in so many close-up shots because you know they're just in the way. It's like taking up your entire field of view. Above the belt.
So yeah, the suit design is actually cool. I forgot the name of the
The free Wonder combos are Crimson Dragon, Fantastic Lion, and Golden Alangina.
Alright, no, I meant like the form with the...
Oh, so
that's King
so
Lion
the big
Daiseki.
book?
Okay,
Yeah.
I like the... That's just a nice looking...
Nice form and a
So clean.
badass theme, honestly.
And other than that, my only issue is... This is where my pacing issue came in. If you watch like earlier episodes, earlier in the year when we started talking about Saber every week, I was the main one talking about pacing because like the first episode, cool. We got Rentaro. He's already part of the group, so he knows. He's like the eyes and ears on. Whoa, the new guy's doing something. What's going on? So he's our introduction to the goings on. So I'm cool with that. When Buster shows up, already love it. Buster is great. Him and the bond with him and his son. Once your dad kicks some butt. Yeah, dude. It's like, alright, sit here. I got this. I'm like, yeah. Buster was it. And then when Spada came in, I'm like, cool. It's all good.
It was very clear from the beginning that he had a lot of stuff going on in the background. We'll get to it later.
Yeah. I didn't like when Ren jumped in. There was an issue.
Right.
I didn't like it, but I understood it. Otherwise,
Just to comment, I get a lot of people had pacing issues in the first act. I personally didn't. I liked how the first act went just because it really felt like Toma was stepping into this very well-established world that had all this stuff already there. Like, all the swords, this guild has been operating for centuries now, so it makes sense. They already have a bunch of riders with all the swords and stuff. It makes it seem like this has been going on for a while. I dig that. So. And again, that comes off as really fast for a lot of people, but I like the world it built.
こいつはどうだ待っていたぞこの瞬間をタイムエクスプロージョン
I wish like it's like every episode was like a two-parter.
And that's not wrong.
程度のダメージだ 映しきれでハンドル
Super quick. It slowed down a bit.
命を粗末にする乱暴な命を粗末にする
Then it picked up.
やばすぎだって
It slowed back up.
乱暴な命に力かせ俺にできないことはないあいにくと私はスロースタート面白いものを見せてあげよう 乱暴だなそろそろ結末の時だ
Yeah, I get it.
Omega Zen, you people did watch the first episode of Revive? I did.
Oh, we have Jet? Yeah, so we have watched Revice. We'll give everyone a week to watch it. We'll discuss episode 1 next week. So, just so we're not spoiling for anybody who hasn't watched it yet.
Alright, so,
魔法使うの結構疲れるんだから
let's talk about X.
Where are we dividing Act? Where's the end of Act 2? Just so we're all on the same page. Because there's kind of a fine line between where Act... Because there's a very... It's not like a hard cut.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Where do you feel like it would be, like, where do you feel the best break would be?
Probably after,
I think after Solomon's defeat, actually. Because that's when, I feel like, after the whole thing with Solomon, stories takes over after straight up X. That's just not...
Yeah, okay, so yeah, up to Solomon. Solomon basically includes Solomon's introduction and defeat. Okay, that's fine. That works for me. Just so we're clear, because it's kind of iffy on where
Yeah.
Act 2 and Act 3 end.
I feel like when stories took over, that's when Act 3 just went.
Okay, gotcha.
Alright.
So, Act 2, breakup of the main guild of the Northern base.
Okay.
They were back together, and then up to Solomon. Basically, Solomon isn't really the main bad of this whole arc, so it makes sense. Alright, so I guess I'll start again.
Yep.
So, Reika shows up and breaks the team up, which makes me sad. But I get it. But I like the breakup just because it gives Toma and all the writers a chance to like connect and and essentially like rebuild the guild from scratch, and get everybody on the same page that way. So we get really good arcs for every writer. Slash Buster. Unfortunately, Ren misses out on this. Like,
Yeah. This is where Red started taking up back.
this is the part. It really. So we get a really good art for Slash Buster. Kento goes through his whole Caliber phase there. I really liked him as well. And then Rintaro's episodes were real great.
Renter was. I think he was a highlight for me, but we'll get into that for characters.
Yeah, Rintaro's a couple episodes right before he got Hyoju Tatagami Hyoju Senki. There we go. Yeah. Right before he got his final upgrade. Rintaro's episodes were really great. I also love the mini Slash and Buster arcs. I do, and also I love Elemental Dragon. He kind of just got Primitive Dragon just cause. But then what they did with that, we're going into Elemental Dragon. I really liked what that showed of Toma's character and how he incorporated him being an offer into resolving that essentially. I really dug that. Elemental Dragon. As for the villains, we get Reika and Ryoga, who started off as kind of just mindless henchmen, I guess, just working for Master Logos. And when Master Logos turns evil, they split from him. And that's about it. They tried to get some characters in on them, but there just isn't a lot of time, and they just they're just in the background for most of it. At least in the second act. When they were bad guys, they were okay, but they were just kind of there to fight our main writers. As for Master Logos himself, I really dug him. I thought he was a great villain. I love, at least up until after he became Solomon and whatnot. Because we get that whole, we get a little speech when Toma and Rintaro visit him. We get a speech, it's just like, Toma's like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "Oh, I had a loved one, you see, who was taken from me long ago." That's what you want to hear, isn't it? Sorry, I don't have a story like that. I'm just bored. I don't know. I love his arrogance and all that. Yes, it is the same actor as Shin Gold. But I love his arrogance and whatnot. And then his ending as well. The end of his end after. This would also include the final form. I'll talk about it in a bit. But his ending, where he's just sitting in a gutter, wallowing in defeat, and Storius shows up and just freaking ends him at his lowest moment. I just thought, oh, the irony. He had it all, but he wanted more, and then he just lost everything. Oh, delicious. And then the one final thing to touch on is the final form, I guess. Which I dig the final form, personally. Love all the writers, all the Seiken coming together and forging the mythical Holy Blade, as it were. It's really dope, and we get Rewrite the Story, which is a fantastic song. Yes, we'll talk about music a little bit later, but just to mention it. So we get that. Was there anything else? And then we also get Bahato, which I want to give mention to him. He just kind of shows up as another minor antagonist for me. But I dig this because if you watch the movie, The Phoenix, where Bahato first shows up, there is no backstory. He just shows up as a villain and he's just defeated there, and that's it. I like that they gave him some backstory in the main series. That's cool, and they used his sword as part of the main series. I dug that. Or they just won't.
But Saber,
Yeah, I really dug that. The only major gripe I have, now that I mentioned Bahato, is Emotional Dragon shows up from the movie for no reason at all. I do not like that Emotional Dragon just showed up for absolutely nothing. It showed up for a fight and then it was out. Just like, okay, emotional dragon, sure, bro. We can just we'll go with it. Oh, and also another minor nitpick. We do get reintroduced to Luna in this arc. They really should have aged up Luna at the beginning of this. Yes, they should have aged up Luna right when she was reintroduced. But because it gets kind of creepy. I kind of mean a lot. But yeah. But they fix that later. But I will just put the nitpick out there now. But otherwise, yeah, I really dug this arc of Saber. I thought, is it the best arc? Probably. It's hard to tell. I love the older show for this. But I quite dig the breakup and the reunion of the arc of the guild. I meant to say, yeah. Alright, and I'm good. Silver frag, whoever wants to take it.
I'm here. I'm still here. Okay. I guess I'll just go. But a lot of stuff happened in the second arc, and honestly, this is where my interest grew for Saber a lot more. When he started talking a lot more about the swords and the and then the whole bout between the guilds. I feel like that was a big step up for the main character. It was a good preparation for him, especially to prove his worth as a knight, because out of all the knights that we have under the Sword of Logos, he is the only one who never went through the proper training. Ren even gave him hell for that. So when all of them basically turned against him, this was kind of like his little test to fight each and every one of them, to prove his worth to all of them. And I like that. And I like that build-up that they put for him. You know, so that was one of the things I really appreciate. And then the more lore that they went into the swords is what made me like about it. It's kind of like it kind of made me appreciate them a lot more. It kind of makes you like basically say you have a sword or whatever, and like the more you hear about it, the more you like it. It's kind of like that feel. You know, that's kind of how I felt about him.
Yeah.
And then when Cross Saber happened, it really, and I mean really, makes it worthwhile. All that lore put together. And then next thing you know, you connect all of them just to create a grand power. That was a perfect setup. Like I said, like the only story where I really feel like it was just a little bit weak was when it came to Falchion. Because Falchion didn't really get that much lore into it. I mean, yeah, we get a backstory about the character that wields it, but that's just it. That wasn't even much, because that movie was literally about as long as an episode, and a lot of stuff happened in there. And it was just like, yeah. But overall, it was still pretty sweet. And then Blaze. Don't even get me started with Blaze development, because honestly, I felt like that he got the and this is my opinion, but I feel like that he got the better development out of the rest. Like Toma has some great development too. Don't get me wrong, but Blaze, I really enjoyed his development. Because he went from downing himself and
just to comment on the art on Silver's point here. One of the episodes in Blaze's arc there is the strength to believe and the strength to be believed in, which is probably my favorite episode title, just because of how it ties into Blade's character and what he's going through.
Exactly, because like for one, when Blaze when he faced the man that or the monster that killed his mentor and he couldn't beat him, he really doubted himself. He really felt so weak and underwhelmed that he didn't think that he could save or protect anyone at that point. So so it was like the more it went on and the more where he had his friends to back him up, that's where like his development started to grow a lot more, and I really appreciated that one. Like it was just so real that I could just like I just smiled. I smiled at the dude where literally when he achieved his new power up, because that was just too great. It was too great. Because he has faced a lot of villains that really made him push himself a lot harder as a writer and swordsman at that. So I really appreciated his development the most. But I feel like the main character that got the least was mostly Ren. Like, don't get me wrong, Ren has some like he had a good development, but I don't think he really got as much.
Not in this arc, no.
Yeah. And Buster and Slash, honestly, throughout the whole entirety of the show, they really don't need it. They really don't need it. That's just how I feel, because they had some
good moments in this.
They had some good moments.
They didn't get
big time. Like they had some good moments for sure. But I'm just meaning they didn't really need the development, because they're basically the old heads of the group. They're there to fight alongside a new team of riders and possibly the next gen of swordsmen that comes along after them. You know, so it's like, yeah, we're just here to fight with you guys, help you all out, and you know, that's it. But overall, this arc was pretty fun. Like, this one and Arc 3 were my top 2 favorites. Like, I really enjoyed them. You know, so that's just how I feel about it so far.
So, Act 1 is all, you know, a lot thrown at you. You're never given time to care about anyone before they're introducing new characters that you're supposed to care about and have difficulty.
I will disagree with that statement, but okay.
You can go right ahead, but the fact of the matter is each character gets maybe 2 episodes unless you are the main character or Kento. And that's basically it. And then Arc 2 hits, and it's just like, okay, we're going to go from a blisteringly fast pace, because they're trying to cover a lot of ground very quickly, and are instead going at a glacial pace. It slows way down, to the point where, which is where the problem with Kento really comes into its own. Is Kento's back, he's not dead again, and he's seen the future, and he knows it all goes poorly unless he, the one true savior, can fix everything, and then proceeds to do a couple things early on, and then do nothing for about 10 episodes, except for show up and brood. So he's a complete waste of screen time for a huge chunk of that portion, until he gets with the program, and starts actually doing anything. After his initial reintroduction. Master of Logos is cool. I liked him. He just wants what he feels is his. So he's taking it. That it happens to be exactly what the baddies are doing from a slightly what the Megid are doing from a slightly different angle. Don't look too closely at that, because it winds up making Arc 3's big bad plot feel like a rehash in a not very enjoyable way for me. He's great and all, but everybody being like, well, this guy who's clearly insane, I guess, but he's the leader, so we'll have to follow him. It's where the narrative structure really starts to crumble under its own weight of what it's put together, because stuff stops adding up. I'm willing to give a lot of what happens in Arc 1 a pass, because it's like, oh, okay, maybe they'll build on this later. And unfortunately, they wind up resolving a lot of the stuff that goes down in Arc 1 and don't really give it time to percolate. So what winds up percolating in Arc 2 is a couple Arc 2 things that last like 20 odd episodes that you could have resolved so much of what happened in there in like half the time. To the point where I kind of think that the first arc should have been extended out to be like 30 episodes long, and like fit in some of these things in like 2-episode couplets, because you would have had time and pacing and sanity to do that with. But instead, we get like a couple things rushed right at the very end of the second arc, and then the first half of the second arc is just like, well, nothing's going to happen for a while, except for people being antagonistic towards each other, and then not much. I mean, Ren is a non-entity there. Desast, who seemed like he was going to be important for about 3 seconds, is completely absent. I think he shows up once in Arc 2. Maybe twice, and I just can't remember the other one. So Arc 2 just does not feel like it was well handled for me. It's like, I liked Master of Logos. I like that they finally got doing something there. You know, okay, we're finally having a payoff on Reika, but you know, they're not really moving the project forward for a lot of that time. It's just kind of like, okay, people are upset with each other. That's nice, but nobody's really communicating either. So, which is fine when it's Fies, and that's the entire point of the entire show, is nobody communicates. And therefore horrible things happen. That's not intended to be the point of Saber. So I'm just kind of there, I'm like, okay, I've seen this show before. Can we move on? And then third arc happens.
Yes.
Like Master Logos. I did like the
Guild. I would call the Sword of Logos and Guild.
So I like how the guild started fighting heads. Until Spectre was
Yeah.
oh man, that was kind of was I did like the stuff that he was kind of slow. But I kind of it's like Rachel's like, okay, give him the I like the dot to the magnet.
Oh, please.
Particularly given how they did him dirty in the first half, where they're like, oh, I've got to become, in the first arc, where it's like, oh, I've got to become stronger. Suddenly he's stronger without, like, any development at all. And it's like, oh.
Like, they showed him training for this, so the man went to the hyperbolic time and got him.
Yeah. It did not work for me. But Arc 2, it worked. Like, it's like, oh, okay, this is what you should have been doing back then, and why it just felt like, oh, here's all this. It just felt like there was a beginning and an end, and they had no idea how to fill the middle because they blew their wad down. And I was just like, ah. It felt so avoidable.
I will wait for Echo to finish off his comment.
I was letting this out. I wish they should have like the stuff for like and kind of ended some stuff earlier. The fact that he's a non-factor for most, and then like when we finally get Ren stuff, it's really good. I just wish they did it earlier. The Reiko was cool, so I to have after all like
It was. I'll again wait for you to think.
Elemental Dragon. I'm kind of iffy on the scene because like, I feel like the colors clashed a bit. I like the point of the scene. I don't know, the colors. Freaking Master Logos, man. He don't need to talk. He do not need to talk. That scene horrified me. Cause
I like that he did.
they zoomed in on his mouth, and this is man.
He was very Rocky Horror.
Like why? Why did they do that? Shinken Gold, you cool, bro, but what the fuck they do to you, man? Like, Act two had some hits. It had some misses. I feel like some stuff should have been like moved up so we can get more expansion on certain things. But the cool thing that we did get is the freaking final sword, which I like the sword. The suit, I could take it or leave it, to be honest. It's cool. Like, the color scheme's cool.
Yeah, I will say I wish there was a little more. It's a galaxy repainted the base.
What's the starting? What's the starting rank to get this
Oh, right into Act 3. Okay.
right now?
Alright, so Act 3 is Storius as the main bad. So yeah, it pretty much starts right with Storius showing up and wrecking shit. Man, I like Storius as a villain in this work. I dig him. Just to be, most of the final arc is the build up. It's what does he do? All right, so it's him getting the rest of the power. So he gets Solomon. He kills Tassel. Tassel's dead. Sorry, Tassel. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt to see Tassel die. That hurt. Same here.
I fully expected him to come back from the dead, and that didn't happen. And I will grant a lot of credit for that.
So that's the first major thing that happens. So we get that. I really like that. And we finally get Ren's time to shine. Ren's development. No, it did. It 100% took forever. I will agree. But I really loved what we got. That fight is one of the major standout fights, especially with Will Save Us, the maze insert playing in the background. Oh, I love that. That fight is so good. And I like what they did with Friend. I like the symbolism and stuff. I get it flies over some people's heads, but at least my interpretation. Then we get a nice episode of Calm before the tower. I do dig myself a good tower.
Now let's talk about the tower.
Everyone loves a good tower. We get all our writers together, 10 this time, because Sophia takes up Caliber, which I really wish she did more as Caliber. But it kind of just seemed. I wish she would have used Caliber too. And she kind of just shows up there because like we need a Caliber, and everyone else who has Caliber is dead. So we need someone to do this. Sophia, you're free. You take it. I like that she got a chance to do it. I just wish she would have done more.
What am I? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And that initial fight at the base of the tower is really good. Where it shows all 10 of the writers and it gives all 10 of them a different moment. And it like zips between all of them. That's
Right.
really
I was gonna mention about like Sophia Excalibur. Like I agree with those statements, but one thing that I did enjoy about Sophia Excalibur, it was a small moment, but mostly where she saw the past two writers who also took on
the other two Calibers. And it makes sense because they were.
Because she was close with them. Yeah. So that's what I mostly enjoyed about her being that. You know, like.
Yeah, no, I really like that too. I just wish she did more because because the bottom outside the tower, that's where Sophia and Yuri wound up staying for most of it, at least for the beginning. they got the outside the tower fight, cleaning up nukes, make sure nobody gets out. Then we get first floor tower fight. Kenzan and Slash versus, I'm going to go into more detail on this just because we didn't do super real time. So, Kenzan and Slash versus, what's his name? Lord of the Wise Spartan. This is my favorite fight of the tower. I'm not gonna lie. Kenzan and Slash versus him. I love that fight. That fight is so good. That is such a good fight. I love the choreography. I love that it's Slash basically self-sacrifice himself so that Kenzan can go in and deal the final blow. And that Kenzan uses like the final bits of disaster to do it. Oh, it's final farewell to disaster. It's a really nice. It's definitely my favorite fight. Moving up the floor, Slash and Buster versus Lord of the Wise Highlander. Well, it starts off as Buster and Blades, but then after Kenzan runs fast, Buster is like, "You go on ahead. I'll deal with this guy solo." I was like, "You can't deal with that solo." So Slash wakes back up from the dead and goes up to help finish him off. Nope. And just because me and Silver are bros and we're Buster and Slash and IRL, I'm just like, I can't leave my bro behind. I can't. I gotta go up and fight with him, even if I'm dead.
You goddamn right.
Goddamn right. So that's a really cool fight. I did that. I dig how they use up all their strength. Buster gets him in a hold and just like, shoot it! Shoot him now! Just boom! And they both explode. And then they both die. At least until Yuri showed up. But anyway, floor 3. Lord of the Wise... Durandal and Sabla versus Lord of the Wise Diago. This is my second favorite one. Just because it goes really well. Durandal gets the shit beat out of him. A lot.
Oh, wow.
He gets stabbed a lot.
Oh my god, man.
That's brutal. And he freaking his sword broke, and it's just like, oh man. But then Reika gets back up after taking a hit. She gets back up, untransformed, takes her sword and part of his sword, and just stabs the dude and runs him into a wall. Oh, that's great. That's such a great ending to that fight.
The emotional moment between the Sibs.
Yeah, as they die. And then they die. But then Yuri comes up.
And Yuri's like, hold on,
We'll get to Yuri in a little bit. I'll talk about him once I get to the end. And then we get to the floor 4, which is Saber and Espada versus what's his name? Lord of the Wise Kuon. But then Kenzan shows up, so Saber can head to the top and face Dorius head on. So this is the weakest one because it's kind of just like they're fighting off screen for most of it, and then they get to the final episode and they realize, oh crap, this is the final episode. We got to finish him off quickly. So they do. But yeah, that one's kind of lame. But at least Kenzan got a really good fight, so I'm not too upset. Then Espada gets a good moment during the final battle, so I'm okay with this. Meanwhile, this entire time, Yuri's been climbing the tower as well, just healing everybody, make sure they don't die. And he gets to the top, and he's just like, Yuri, you do this, you'll die. I'm just like, I have friends that breathe. And isn't that splendid? And he poofs out of existence.
Yeah, because I think he was mostly like speeding up the process of him disappearing, because most of the Wonderworld. Yeah, go ahead.
He was giving his life so everyone else could live.
Yeah.
And I really dug that. I'm a little sad that he was just relegated to White Mage during most of the tower. I wish he would have gotten more of a fight against one of the bigger bosses, but you know, it's cool. And then we get to the final floor, where we get Storius versus Seba, which that fight is pretty cool. I dig that, the whole thing, when he goes into Cross Saber. I do, they have their little back and forth about, like, because we find out, like, Storius' backstory and whatnot. Oh wait, did Shadow Moon hit the ult? Oh, Shadow Moon hit his ult. Oh, nice. Good job, Shadow Moon. You did.
He finally did it. I'm sorry.
Alright, so we get to top 4. We get the conversation between Saber and Stories about, like, the purpose of stories and whatnot, and all that shit. And I personally really like it. Gave a lot to both their characters and their mindsets. I like Storius. I don't feel bad for him, but I like him as a villain. His henchman's dope. His henchman's absolutely. So they get a fight. Eventually, Storius kicks Saber down a pit. Thankfully, Primitive Dragon's there to bring him back up. Hi, Kuzan.
What's up?
We're just talking some Saber. Anyway, so we get Primitive Dragon for a little bit, which is nice to see Primitive Dragon again. Eventually, Luna shows up. Yeah, so Saber basically gets defeated because the power of Primitive Dragon went out because of Wonder Woman. Luna eventually shows up, and then Rintaro and Espada show up. Luna and Saber have one final moment before Luna turns into a book. Yay, subs! Luna turns into Wonder Almighty, which is basically Realizing Hopper 2.0, except this one had build-up, and we actually knew it was coming, so... And it also... And also, Buster, it's not just Saber, it's also Blades and Espada get in on the action as well. Because they're both in their base forms as well. They get an epic final duel with Storius. Storius is defeated. They do, and it's really awesome. I love that they all get their like final attack, and then they get a three-way finisher. Yeah. It's nice.
Another thing that I really liked about the ability of Wonder Almighty is that they took a step back and actually decided to use all the other books that kind of just got. Cause this is kind of a thing that you don't see in the writer nowadays. Cause you know how after the power-ups you don't see much of the other gimmicks or lesser gimmicks. So it's like when they use all those other books, Wonder Woman books in there, such as like Jakun and all the other stuff. Like it was a really nice thing to see, especially how Storius was all like, these stories have no power, nothing. And,
exactly.
And it proves, like Wonder Almighty, like using that power, it basically proved that all of these stories can have power and that they're so amazing. So I really think that really captured the whole thing about Saber right there, about how great books are supposed to be. Such as any story, and I mean any story. Like hell, even the 3 Little Pigs got in on the action.
It was great. Love that. Alright. So, anyway, Storius is defeated. He realizes this is what a new story is. New stories can't be created. But the world's still dying because Storius fucked everything up. So the world fades. Thankfully, the power of everyone's love of stories saved the world. The world comes back. The Toma's stuck in the Wonder World for a year. It is a year time skip there where we get to the epilogue. Yeah, and then so it's a year later. Everyone's sad and kind of moving on with their lives. May goes up at an award ceremony with a human gear.
Human gear was there. A human gear was there.
Which, fun fact, that human gear is actually the writer. Is actually the writer of the show, or one of them, at least.
So,
That'll be it for later. So, and then basically Saber while in the Wonder World has just I guess for this entire year just been rewriting himself back into existence along with everyone else who just and he fixes everybody, including Yuri. So everyone's fine at the end of the day. And we get a little epilogue in the crossover where Revice makes his debut.
A
But as
goofy one, but it was awesome.
as pretty actual important stuff, the Shin dies, Sophia and Blades are basically reforming the guild with everybody together. That will happen. And then the main thing in the episode I love is Rintaro finally tries to ask May out, May to be his girlfriend.
He's just
I love he keeps trying, but he keeps getting interrupted, or he just can't say it.
and
I love
May's
one of
like,
my
"What
favorite
the
little
fuck
moments
do you want?"
is at the very beginning. He's about to say it when they're all pretending they're at a beach. And then the Shin and everyone else is there, and they just lean in and start looking at it, start like, "Oh, this is it." Then the Shin dies bust in, and they're all upset because they ruined the moment. But Espada is really upset, and he starts like slapping his leg. Look at how angry he is. Oh, it's great.
He's like, man, I'm tired of what they want this bullshit. We're intolerable.
Exactly.
And like,
And then they finally do it at the end. They finally do it. Rintaro's like, "I want you to be part of my family." May's just like, "I thought I already was." And Rintaro's just like, "Not that."
and then like
Oh.
later on, there's like another. I don't know how many days went by, but they show up in matching outfits.
They show up in matching outfits, so yeah, they are together.
But they getting close. We'll see.
That is an 8-year time skip, so we will see. Right. So that's a quick little run through of the final arc, just because we didn't do that in episode previously. I really liked it. I dug all the fights in this one. I dug Storius as the main villain. I really liked him and his little motivation and whatnot. He's just an author who is just mad that that he didn't write anything original, at least from his point. So he's like, all the stories are me, it's my work. He's just mad that he didn't come up with his own work or something.
I didn't expect that.
Right. Yeah, no, I really dug it, the final arc. Alright, someone else. You don't need to run through. But, yeah.
Alright. Making sure my mic. Okay. But my thoughts on the final arc was, I kind of felt like a few of the battles were rushed, but then again, like we were down to we're literally down to the final episode. So that's honestly the best explanation for that one. But I really did enjoy seeing all the riders fight at the very start of the tower. That was something I thought was really cool to see. Like, one of my favorite moments of it, if I have to be honest about it, other than Buster and Slash teaming up to fight together as one again, that's always cool to see. I did enjoy the brother and sister moment when they had their fight. But cause I know these two didn't really get much development, but the fight that they had was pretty sweet to me. You know, and one thing I kind of questioned a little bit, and it was a little bit of a nitpick, was how Dorandel's trident got broke. That one I kind of questioned just a tad bit.
Yeah, I get that. Because they're supposed to be like unbreakable holy swords, right?
Right, you know, and then it's like his got broken, so it's like that's fucking odd. And so far in Saber, you've never seen any of that happen to any of those weapons whatsoever. And damn sure not fucking sorry, excuse my language. Geki though, because that's a big ass sword. That's a big sword.
Yeah, no, nothing can break that.
You know, I don't see nothing breaking that one unless you got something that's equal or something that can be even more stronger. But that's it. But the episode where Wonder Almighty shows up was very much appreciated. Like very. Because it really shows the appreciation towards not even just the big books, because we've seen plenty of that and seen what they're capable of, but the little ones, just the basic Wonder Ride books that we've seen. It's just the combos and everything else. It shows so much appreciation, not just by like to those, their friendship, and all the stories that takes place in Saber. So I really enjoyed that type of capability right there. And then when everything was starting to disappear, and tension started rising right then and there. Now this is where it kind of hit the Ryuki vibes for me. I'm not trying to say like the ending was exactly like it, because in Ryuki everyone died and then time got resetted. So it's like, what got to me with that is how they displayed it. Because in Ryuki they showed the death of how the remaining riders went out, and that's kind of like what they did in Saber. Not with just the riders, but with the people. Like how civilians were starting to disappear, how the stores was about to go. It kind of had that little bit of sadness right there, or a little bit of sorrow. And then right when everything disappeared and Toma woke up to everyone's stories, that's where that little spark of hope just came back to you. It just came back to life. It was like Toma and all these stories basically was able to bring everything back. And I think that's captured the whole essence of Saber to begin with. And I think that was pretty well written. Like the only thing that I would say that where they just made it a little bit confusing was just mostly the human gear and a few other things, because it's kind of like, what does that mean? Like, what did Toma do entirely? Did he connect some worlds together? What exactly did he do? Other than just bring the remaining people back. Yeah, which is true. That I understand.
But that makes sense. But the thing is, like, did he connect it to 01? Was it connected before Toma, or no?
Exactly, because maybe so.
Alright, the main man.
Okay.
They're out the way now, because they might mess up what I want to do. Now it's my turn to make the
Maybe so. Right.
It's just a little Easter egg. It's not something we're supposed to think too much.
Right, which is fair. I would just say because like for long as I've been watching Riders so far, that's not something that you see every day. We just see something that just kind of connects to the past Riders.
Yeah,
so that really got to me there.
Yeah, outside of like
it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I mean. That's my like head canon for like things like that. It's like other than
Yeah.
It's like that one Easter egg, like a little reference going back to whatever. If you want to think about it, here's my first head canon. The previous villain group guys now, the new villain group's like, alright, I can probably make more money because I don't like they don't want to clash what's going on with it. Like previously, they don't clash with it. So it's like my time to move on. That's my time.
So every writer, so all these writer villain groups exist. They're just like, and whenever one gets defeated, it's like, okay, now's my chance. Oh wait, someone else started before. Shit. Yes, in every year.
It all made more sense when it was always Shocker under another guise. Could easily justify it, but now you have to go through a whole lot of mental gymnastics.
Or they're just all in separate worlds and it doesn't work.
Foundation X is Shocker. It's gotta be Shocker again.
Alright, Silver, do you have any more on the final arc, or move on to Fragonite?
That was pretty much it. The only thing I could say is that I thought I enjoyed the final episode. I thought it was pretty good, and I like it. Like a side note, I like the OST that they put in there when everything was disappearing. I thought that was a pretty nice OST.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
the chorus version of
Mm-hmm.
da, 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 da. That was really good. I love that. All right.
Yeah. I
forgot
thought
to
that was
mention
really good.
That's a really good. Yeah.
Alright.
Other than that, I really thought that this ending was pretty solid, and it was a good way to end off the majority of the character story. Everyone pretty much got what they like. Basically, everyone pretty much got what they deserved. Like Saber was basically able to. He was like Toma. He was basically able to protect all the stories in this world, and also decide how it ends. And Blades, I can't say that he got the girl yet, but mostly for him, I'd say that he has gotten stronger as a swordsman, like he wanted to, and he basically developed more. Not because he never really like developed in the human world. If you get what I'm saying, like he's mostly
Right.
like he mostly fought up and grew up differently. But also got to reunite with his family / get to keep on doing what he loved, which is basically
Swordsmithing, making swords.
yeah, exactly. So almost everyone got pretty much their ounce of closure, even Ren. So I think
going on a train mission.
yeah.
Speaking
So
of, I really hope Ren gets a
With some
regardless.
sort. Yeah. Well, overall, that's all I thought.
Arc 3 is where things finally come together. All the stuff that they'd kind of set up in the Part 1, Arc 1 kind of comes home to roost. And they kind of, Ren being the classic example of that, where it's like, oh, we're actually doing something with this character. It's this thing that we could have started alluding to, I don't know, 40 episodes ago, but we're going to decide to hold it off until now. Where it's like, oh, okay, clearly this is what they wanted to do the whole time, but there wasn't a controlling influence for the middle portion of the show. So, like, the final arc of the show really shows off, like, oh, here's how things were clearly, things went off the rails. The third arc doesn't go off the rails, but before the third arc, things had gone off the rails. And the third arc is, oh, we're putting all the pieces together that we already had in our head, but we didn't take the time to establish well. Or did establish, but then you're just kind of caught waiting for the next 20-odd episodes, depending on what the plot point was. Final sequence in the tower is phenomenal. Everything about it is great. It's like same deal with Phil. The absolute, the final arc, the final portion. It's great. It's all that stuff building up to it. That's kind of like, well, this I felt could have been handled better, but the finale of Sabers definitely worked very well. It was probably the best written portion of the entire show, without a doubt. It goes well. It has great little moments. It has great bigger moments. They nail it. I just wish they'd had that nailing it for me sooner.
And just to be clear, I thought they did nail it for the middle half, but we agree to disagree. So there we go. Mm-hmm.
少しばかり本気を見せてもらいたい。
Oh yeah.
It's definitely for Ren. I feel like it was very I did that. It was like the standout of F3. We definitely
Yep.
like the final fight was still right. Wonder Almighty. Yeah, it is that I hope this isn't a trend. I really hope it's not.
Where they get the final power up that is really just their base form. Yeah.
Otherwise, I didn't really like that. I just love like the 0-1 We'll get to that another time, but I think that was cool. Wonder Almighty, it makes sense for a story, so I can forgive it. I just hope
Yeah. I think Wonder Almighty works a lot more because it was alluded to whenever Luna showed up. By the way, they finally aged up Luna in this arc, which is very nice. Thank goodness. But it was alluded to every time Luna showed up, like, Luna's supposed to give Toma this great power, and that's Wonder Almighty, so that worked.
Wonder Almighty has the power. It's just the power of all the forces. Like previous power of everything and don't use it.
Build. Sorry.
No, you're completely to let him like go through his power up while he's fighting as emeralds. Anyway, that's all.
Yep.
I know Bandai has Ultraman Hikari chilling, working on merch like every goddamn season. Tell him to stop. Stop. I don't want this as a return for real. I just want like let it.
We're currently 2 for 2. Can Revice break the mold?
Please
Let's find out.
God. I get it. Golly, Mock is going off right now. But yeah, the fights were phenomenal. Thank you. The fight. I agree. I enjoy that. Probably my favorite act out of all of it. Because it's one of those. It's all coming together. We had a rock. It's a weird roller coaster getting there, but we here now. Yeah, so it was great. It was good. They did the whole let's remake the status quo type thing. Like Build, where like at the end of Build, he ended up fusing the worlds together, which he was kind of trying to avoid. In the Heisei Generations final, for some reason, he's like, we're gonna avoid that. Nah, let's just do it anyway, because I have the right way to do it now. And then Geo
Build is just like, well, our world's fucked up enough as it is. Well, only way to save it is just to be a different world.
and then freaking Geo did it, where it's like, I want to restore the universe back to where it was. Okay, cool, that's fine. But then you go like, hey, let's do it again with Saber. And for Saber, I think it works better with Saber. Like, I feel like Zio and Saber, I feel like they did it better with the whole redoing the world thing, because they did it with small changes, and I'm okay with it.
Well, just to point out with Saber, well, compared to the other two, Build and Geo, their world was set back to square one. Nothing in their series actually happened. Kind of same thing with
That's
Free.
like
I mean,
for Zio, they had like small changes, but like Tsukiyomi and Gates are with.
Oh yeah, Tsukiyomi and Gates are now in the present time. Yeah. But otherwise, most of the series doesn't happen. For Saber though, the series did happen. The world died, and everyone remembers that the world died.
Yeah, everybody.
Like nothing really got
like a reverse snap. Everybody came back. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't worry about it. Welcome back. Okay. Like that's all well good. You know what I mean? Like I'm just glad, like at least for Saber there were consequences. Cause if Tassel came back, boy, out of flipping chair. I'm glad he like. I like Tassel. That's why I'm glad he died and didn't come back.
He did.
Like,
Well, he came out as a spirit, but he was a ghost
yeah,
for a
they
second.
did the force. They did the force ghost thing at the end. And I was like,
Yeah, they did
okay,
the Force Ghost.
That's cool.
And
Which I will just point out, like, they did the Force Ghost for Master Logos, but the original Master Logos, not the evil Master Logos.
Yeah, I was
So-
like, oh, so we don't want to.
But they're the same actor, and they look exactly the same, so it's a little confusing.
We don't want to see Shinken Gold's Cottonmouth. That's all it is. God.
No, that was
And-
the good Shinking Gold, without the
And
kind.
I'm gonna like add a side comment on Tassel like staying dead because honestly, Tassel because like Toma was supposed to be meant to take Tassel's place in the first place. He's supposed to meant to take on that role. But even Tassel even meant that later on Toma was gonna have to like take over Wonderworld and all that stuff. And you know.
Yeah,
But-
and he did. And Saber did.
Yeah,
He took on that role for a year.
Exactly. Like it came with a cost, but I think given the fact that I think Toma was able to find like a loophole because Tassel did say if once he takes on his place, he would not have to come back to the human world. That's what made that decision even harder.
Right.
But you know, but I guess since the world disappearing and everything else, and Toma was able to like do something, I guess he was able to make some changes as well, such as
Toma's an author, so he's an author in the world of stories. He's essentially a god.
Right, so it was like
he rewrote himself back into the world. That's what happened.
basically.
So before we get to the characters, doing side stories for the show itself, let's give us this let's go around.
Are we going to?
So we're gonna
Because
talk
there's a lot of talk about the Saber. Are we going to do part 2 retrospective next week, or?
No, we got time. I just want to do like
Okay.
that way we can the rest of the stuff for the show itself since we're talking about the show itself.
Okay, yeah, with the plot and whatnot. Okay. Solid 9. Solid 9. It has things that they definitely could have been better. Like Ren could have been introduced a lot. Ren's whole story arc is the main thing I point out. But I give it a solid 9 all the way through. I loved everything, most everything about it. So, yeah.
I will give it a solid 8.5. I'll give it a solid 8.5. I'm sorry that I couldn't make it a 9, but I think an 8.5 is
No,
just good.
cool. It's cool. You don't have to apologize. It's your own opinions.
Because Saber was good. Saber was good, and there were a lot of nitpick things, but I didn't let it interfere with how much I enjoyed it. You know, and it honestly moved itself up through the ranks of one of my favorite writer series that I have enjoyed so far. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it.
I wanted to like the show, but it seemed to want to actively disenfranchise me at nearly every opportunity, so I have to give it a 5.
Yep.
It's basically everything wrong with Modern Writer for me. It just did not work for me at all. I wanted to like it because look, they go into Maku space. I loved that, and then they just stopped doing that. And we don't. It didn't feel like the payoffs when they came were worth it. It just was like, oh, okay, so that's the route we decided to take. Got it.
And this is where we respectively agree to disagree. This is our most divisive retrospective we've had. So,
For me, like I have yes, this is solid. And I give it like if I didn't watch the supplementary series, I probably would have given it. But it kind of like the supplementary series, like all the other ones, kind of like it kind of like gave it that whole, the world felt whole. I give it a 7. That's it's oh no. It's you gotta take it. Like I said, there's a season for everybody. Let's talk about
I loved it. I loved all the sounds. The opening and the opening theme, I dug it. The ending theme also, we also did. I think I like the opening a little more. That is a common thing, although at this point I can't imagine any other opening. So, maybe that's just because I'm used to it, but
I like them both, but I'm like the ending kind of gave me more energy.
It is a more energetic, but there's something about the almighty. It's a nice smooth song.
I agree with you. That's what it's like. It just felt good. After Almighty feels like an insert.
Yeah. It's so yes. It's so good that they played it twice during the final episode. If you noticed, they played it 2 times during the final episode.
I don't know if you guys saw it on stream, but Axel hit all 3.
Oh God! The stream's a little behind for me, but oh man. Oh yeah, I see it. I'm watching it now. My God. Oh no, Bill got out. Bill got out a little bit, but he still got hit. Oh, that's nice.
I did like an insert, and it works so well as an insert thing. Like I don't know why.
It does.
It's a good opening.
It was good.
It just felt like
But
it should have been an insert. It just felt like an insert.
It worked really good as an insert, but I enjoyed it as an opening just because.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like
It's-
a bad opening.
It is nice and it's nice, smooth, mellow, and it gets me pumped up just enough, but not too much. So, and then, Silver.
no, I was about to say, like, I was going to piggyback off of like what you said, because like one of the main things that I liked about the opening was how much it fits the show, the entirety of the show. Like, and that's the main thing that I love about Rider, is because like the majority of openings and Rider that I have seen, they always find a way to make it uniquely fit the show, and that's what I love about it so much. So I really thought that Almighty really fit it. But if I had to top a song more than Almighty, I'm gonna pick the song from the movie. Like as short as that movie was, I really love that.
But that's a different song. We'll get to that other song. Does anyone else have any thoughts about the opening? Yes, no.
Real quick. Also about that trend that I talked about with the extra, the penalty or super, the final form, whatever. Can we stop naming it after the theme song too? Again, for Saber it works.
Oh,
But
right. Realize Hopper, Wonder, Almighty. Okay, yeah. I didn't even notice that.
I swear, when Reigns gets to a live demo, break the chin, boys. Please.
Okay.
Like, I'm freaking go ahead, that's the example. But
Yeah.
Rewrite the story.
I was gonna let her even talk about the opening before I got to the Alright. The ending, I personally dug the ending. I dug the ending. It's nice that we actually got an ending. Come and ride a saber. I kind of wish they would have done more with it. Like, used it as an ending song. They really didn't. It would have been interesting to hear it as one. I don't know if it would work well as one. Yeah, but I don't think they ever used it other than as the ending, so. But I dug it. It was good. The other inserts. Rewrite the Story. I love Rewrite the Story so much.
I knew. Yeah.
So much. Rewrite the Story. I love everything about Rewrite the Story. I love how the three main actors, the main writers, they sing lines one after another. They each get like a little verse there. It's no. It's a really good insert. The other significant one that we get during a fight is Maze, which takes place during Ren's battle. We'll say this. Which that is really good, and I think this is the first time they've really done like a slow song for a fight scene. Writer at least. I can't remember any time. But that song, it really builds the emotion really well with that scene. Just the song itself is also really good. And then there's one other insert song, sung by Sophia actually, that takes place right before the tower. The episode before they actually go to the tower, it's at the very end. When they're all they all group together and they're walking as a group towards the tower. In the badass final moments before the end of that episode. And that's also really well done. No, I love all the inserts in that. And then, just to comment on the movie song as well, that's a really good song by Tokyo Ska Paradise from the movie. I forget exactly what the song is called off the top of my head, but it's really good. All the inserts in vocal song for this are really good. Background-wise as well, I dug all the background music. You had the heroic, the da 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 da, and there was a I can't do all the vocals, all the instruments, but you know all the heroic themes that played during the fights. All the background music in this, really well done. It had really good heroic themes. I'm sure there was a bunch of music tracks I'm forgetting. I liked them. I liked them all. Music in the show was great.
Tokyo Ska Paradise are terribly underappreciated.
They are.
They were extremely good in O's. They are extremely good here. I'm not even a big ska fan, but they just knock it out of the park every time.
I see, don't remember being in those. That's seeing me right now.
Like literally every single lyric, as well as the main theme, is all them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to look into that one now. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to answer your question, Dunn, the name of the song from the movie was called Taju Roku or Roku. Like that, if any song got me more energetic, like more hyped up for a battle, that song was it. That song was it. Like honestly. Like I love, Almighty gave it a beautiful opening and start off for the show, and then the ending gave it that little hype. It just gives you that hype in you that makes you love it a lot more. And then when I heard this,
yeah, really, it's hype for the next episode.
But it was like when I heard this theme, I was just like, why it wasn't this song used in the show? Like at this point, because yeah, I wanted to hear it more. I actually did. I would have taken that.
I know, it would have been cool. Unfortunately, no. It is what it is. Nice job, Agito. All right. I'm the true tank in this game.
Now,
All right.
let's move on to suit designs. Pick your favorite suit, everybody.
All of them. Absolutely every single one. I love the suits. I love the suit. I can't help it.
I understand this.
Okay. My personal favorite, I have the same opinion as Dunn, but my personal favorite will have to be Buster's because this is okay. Like, one, Buster is a big rider. He's a big rider, and I'm a big dude. I appreciate the hell out of that suit. I really do.
Buster is built. He's jacked.
That is a bulky rider form, and I love it. And this being a rider with the first great sword, the first rider with the great sword really amused me a lot more, and really made me appreciate him a lot more. There's a lot of things I could appreciate about Buster, hands down. But that suit and that weapon is one of the main two, because damn that I love it. And I'm a tall, big guy. I am a tall, big guy. So it's like, man, I wish I could have that suit as a whole. I really do.
Alright.
So that will definitely be my personal favorite. That and the Spada's forms as well. But I loved everybody's forms. I loved all of them. Like my least, I don't think I had a least. Unless if I count Stories' rider form, then that's it. Like I liked it, but it wasn't my complete favorite. Like I like Solomon's rider design more than I did his.
That's fair.
My favorite suits is a time. I almost said Elemental Dragon.
説明書を読まないのが俺のプレイングスタイルだ。
That's a three-way tie. Pretty good. Iconic Knight, Purple Dragon,
And all the fantastic hair. Dragon Knight is freaking great. Dragon Knight is so cool. Those three initial upgrades, Jao, Dragon, Dragon Knight, and King Lion Knight, all three of those are fantastic. And they have a great like knight feel. It's really
I like Durandals. That kind of sucks.
I dug it. I like Durandals. I like the blue and the white and how well that works together in the designs he had on him. You can see like the whale and the shark in the suit, but it wasn't like overpowering. But I dug him. I will also give a special shout out to Sabala. I love Sabala's suit as well. She looks good. She looks very good.
It fits, and I love her theme. I'm not theme, but like her pension jingle. Sorry.
It's real good. Yeah, I don't really have a least favorite suit. I really like all the suits. Yes.
Oh, Revice. months old chewing gum. Why? Who chose these colors?
I don't know.
I'm colorblind and I can tell that's a faded pink. That's a build figure that's been left out in the sun for a year. Come on now.
Well, since you aren't, what's your favorite suit?
My favorite suit? Buster's pretty close because it's a bulky rider done right. Probably Buster. Dragon is close because I'm a sucker for purple and gold.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Sorry, not you guys. My bad.
Oh, wait a minute, but like that's 60 seconds.
No, just go on. He's
Also, I'm with Silver in that I liked Logos' henchman form better than Storius's. Something like they're very similar thematically. Like they might as well be like an upgraded form of the same rider. For how similar they look, like same color motifs, similar physical motifs. But I think the face book that Storius had was a bit too on the nose, whereas Logos felt more like a good fusion between a visor and
yeah.
without looking too much like a questionably kit bashed monkey suit that Storius's fixed visor had. I can't though help but look at vanilla Saber and think how much cooler he'd look if you removed the dragon parts and he just kind of looked like Fives. I don't have a problem with the eye or anything, but I'm just like, it just looks like a bunch of extra stuff tacked onto a suit that might look better without it. I don't know. I think if there was one I disliked, I don't really know. Maybe Ren, because I don't like dual wielders. I don't know. I've been in too many D&D parties where the dual wielder was exactly like Ren, to actually like Ren. So I've lived through that, unfortunately. I kind of liked Slash's suit, but I'm not sure how much of how he's used in the show. I did like the suit because I liked the bulky collar that it had going. I'm sort of 50-50 on gun blades. These didn't work for me, really. But design-wise, it was okay, but a little flashy, I guess. I kind of would have preferred it if it were I don't know, like Dragonic Knights. whole color scheme, because Dragonic Knight, as everyone said, is just like, it looks really clean. It looks really good. It's still probably not my favorite suit, though. I think that's still Joe, Dragon, or Buster.
Alright.
Actually, you know what? Let's throw Bach out. Bach in, because...
Oh, Falchion. Okay.
Yeah, because his is simple and to the point.
It is. I dig Falchion.
Admittedly, kind of a reskin of Saber in a lot of ways, but
yeah,
I thought it was a more tasteful reskin than his final form, which just was like, oh, let's take Saber's outfit and spray paint it blue.
Yeah. I get they want to go for simpler forms.
Yeah, and I can live with that.
They did flat out say that.
Like the first time I saw it, I was like, oh wow, I guess Blades is going to have Saber's is going to get Saber's sword for some reason, and that didn't happen.
There you go, so good.
Oh, did Sogo actually do shit? Oh, nice job, Sogo.
Alright, so since we're on designs, favorite monster design? Because we actually had monsters.
We did.
I honestly did not have one. I honestly do not have one. I'm gonna be real about that.
The bug monsters, I liked them. Got very, very strong undead vibes from Blade.
Okay.
Plus, they actually like killed people, which was another thing. Actually, my favorite monster though is the cat monster that we got who possessed May. That was fantastic.
I liked her.
I liked
her really nice.
I like the ducks.
Oh, the ducks are cute. Zeus. I wanted to kill the goblins. Goblins are creepy.
Yeah, they were goblins for sure. they filled that role to a T. Zoos was definitely my favorite overall.
Of the three main ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I personally like Sorius. I don't know. I like
Stories looks good too. Stories looks good too. I think Zoos is still my favorite. Because they gave him the weird like double chins. I'm not saying that because I'm burly, because I am burly, but like I don't know. It was a bold design decision. That worked.
You know, Zeus was surprisingly bulky for how nimble the civilian form was. He kept constantly doing like backflips.
So his civilian form though looks like an honest to god twin of a dude I used to work with. Like he could be him. He could be Jose Roca. It's just so bizarre. So bizarre watching him. I'm like, that's him! Right there! What's he doing there? How did he get onto the set?
Oh my god. Hey guys.
Hey, Blaze.
I swear I'm more tired today.
What?
Wait, what? Okay, I need.
This see.
Yeah. Oh, everyone's just stacked in the corner.
Oh
Just like-
no. No.
Yeah, you guys.
Oh no, not like that.
Wait. Did you actually just play an XA kick on more than one person?
Well, in
No,
my
the
next
AI
round,
did. The computer did. We're doing the Blaze. Okay, catch Blaze up. We're doing the retrospective on Saber. So instead of actually playing ourselves, Echo just has Scramble going on in the background, having the computers fight each other.
Oh. Okay.
So we can devote all our mental energy to discussing Saber.
Oh shit! I can have to catch more Saber.
By the way, we are not going back to square one to catch you up, Blaze. So
No,
just
you're
give
good. You're good. I'm just saying I should have watched Saber more yesterday, but
You haven't even caught up. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I made the decision to read Spirit instead, and what I realized is on E3, so I'm just go to sleep. I should have catch up Saber more yesterday, by the way.
Alright, so you have nothing to add. We're still at 0. Gotcha. Okay. Where were we?
Oh, I did see Caliban die. What? Hold on, I have to watch your screen.
Yes.
What is... So, it's strictly Saber talk the whole time? There's nothing else?
We already did superhero time and news, so
You
missed
guys
all
already
that.
talked about the Trigger episode already?
Yep, we did.
Aww.
The stream has been going for 2.5 hours now, Blaze.
I know, I should have jumped up. I was like, this, or I have time to do a lot of the things, like, pretty much just do every other thing. I'm like, that just takes a goddamn socket and doesn't work.
If you have something to add to Trigger, you can do so next week, I guess.
Aw.
Well, unless it's short. What is it?
Happy that is back. Yay.
We're gonna talk about that episode next week.
Wait,
We haven't even missed that one. We talked about the episode before that.
you talk about it, wait, why?
We're giving everyone a week to catch up. That's how we do it.
Oh, okay.
And that episode just came out. It hasn't been a week yet, so
So you guys talk about the episode before that. Which was
yes.
the Santa, the Satan monster one? Just wondering. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yes. Well, we haven't watched Superhero Sonic yet since that's not was first. Unfortunate. That's good. I like Ghost of Saber, but I prefer Blaze Expected. I said I preferred Blaze Expected. Oh wait. Oh wait, no, you're right. Okay, no. I was thinking of Canon beating the shit out of everyone else when she was in the fighter. That was.
What did I do?
He can give Dom Toretto.
Not you!
He can give Dom Toretto for his money.
Yeah.
Sogo, for the love of God, do something.
Gio, for the love of God, do something not only in the game but also IRL. Get another special, please. Please, we can't end on Decade versus Gio. We can't. For either Decade or Gio.
At least my man got to show up in Senki. God.
Yeah, he did. So that's good.
Huh.
But Ghost of Saber is pretty nice. Blades Expected is pretty nice too. Like, they're really fun. We need to finish it off because we left
the Ghost 6 Saber one was definitely a cliffhanger where Canon got kidnapped again. But the cliffhanger of this Spectre X Blaze X Spectre was it was just a dude menacingly walking through a warehouse.
It's a teaser.
Yeah. But that was all the cliffhanger. It was just some dude menacingly walking through a warehouse, which I guess is a cliffhanger because they're just a dude walking menacingly through a warehouse.
Those specials were nice. It was cool seeing freaking Takaru and Kana and Makoto again. It was nice seeing them again. And also, it's still weird how we talked about it before. How the Reiwa verse is. We don't really think too much about it. Other than nice crossover, use whatever we want. That being said, where the fuck is the placement?
Continue.
What the fuck is that? Because we got Human Gears, and then we got Ghosts existing in the Saber world. And then freaking
Make no sense, man.
And then Revice shows up out of nowhere later on in the epilogue, and she's like, huh? Well,
Look, I appreciate
again, don't think too much about it. This is all headcanon stuff right now. So we just gonna screw around with that, but
they can just go with the Ultraman round, just say it's different world, but nope, they have to shove it all in one world.
Well, no, it's still different worlds, but because for Geo, it's still Geo made it so every freaking world the Pacer is different world, but some version of the previous writers double going forward exists in the writer that like a version of double exists in Overworld, a version of double and double exists in
Just what I'm saying.
It's in a crossover. I wouldn't think too much about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I had to make that.
Yeah.
It all worked so easily when it was on the shot. Yeah, we haven't had them referred to by name though in
Yeah. I
In a year. In a year.
it's kind of funny.
Because they were in.
Oh, that's right. They were in Zero One, rather. Yeah, you're right.
Remind me, you guys mind me saying something? It's not gonna be a long story. I'll do it like a half because I said it before.
What?
It's kind of funny they already make plans 6 years later, sequel, quote unquote, when Revive's not even finished yet. Now I don't even feel any tension anymore. Like, no matter what threat the Revive's villain's gonna do, I know it's not gonna, come to pass. The world's gonna be here 6 years later. Who the fuck cares?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
They take place in different worlds.
Instead, well, it'll just be the quest for Revy to bring Vice back from the dead, just like Ankh.
Oh my lord God!
You know they're
Okay.
going to do that.
That is possible ending 100%.
That is the most likely thing in the world, and I'm not thrilled.
Yes. We'll talk more about Revice later.
We can talk
Yeah, I
about
know.
cameo
That's the
appearance.
problem. It's such a weird time thing.
We can talk about his
Guys, I'm about to call it a night. I gotta head out with a friend tomorrow.
All right. See you later, dude.
Yeah, I gotta call it. I'll see y'all later.
Oh, see you later, Shiva.
See ya.
Yeah.
How would it say that?
Oh, there. Yeah, the Zenkaiser crossover before
They gave
Sanki,
her
yeah.
siblings characters.
Oh,
They did, and that was the only time they did. Because they didn't have enough time in the main series to give them character development, so they gave it to them there in a different show. I do appreciate. I really wanted those two to get like an actual flashback, but I understand it was a different show, so would have been kind of weird, but.
I like how when
That was nice. That was great. He just starts dancing and just like, does he need to dance? Is that necessary for his transformation? Why does he dance?
Also, why don't anyone just shoot him?
Because you don't interrupt art.
Is there an energy?
Well, no, it's because the reason they don't do that is because they've already shouted at him, dance, and they're shooting at his feet. You just can't see the bullets. So he's dodging bullets that entire time. It is necessary, just not for the transformation.
Okay.
Doesn't want to get shot, so
That would have been
he
cool if it was
dances.
dancing to avoid fire.
I like the two.
There's a ghost crossover with the Zenkaiser? What?
No, Ghost and Saber. Ghost and Saber.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about real life. I'm glad they kind of brought that back for like the
Really, it's more of just like a cameo for Revice, just to get us, just to show us how Revice is going to operate. Yeah. Last time we got this was Build, I think. Yeah. Build appeared. No, Build appeared in Next Aid. That's what I mean. Did Geo appear in Build? I don't. Yeah, he appeared in the movie, but he didn't appear in the final episode of Build. Because that was in a different world. Yeah. Oh, George, yeah.
And then he got the little zero
Jo-
with the saber dolls and sitting there.
Because he's in Japan, it's very easy for him to get stuff.
He got the merch.
I see. I like George. We'll get to him later. I suppose when we talk more about Revice next episode.
Yeah.
So
I did like the whole thing where it's like the friend, like the little friend plot they had. It worked well because it was like it kind of went back to the.
it's a mirror of Saber, Kento, and Luna.
Yeah, that's what I like. It works. I just hate I hate Vice right now. I don't hate them. I hate what they're doing.
You haven't seen the first episode yet, so
Yeah, like for.
we'll let you judge after the first episode.
I'm saying for right now, I don't like it.
Yeah.
The fart stuff was a bit much. I can.
Yeah,
I can tell you with great authority that at least based on the first episode, that is either not a thing because it tested poorly with literally everyone. I
Or
cannot
they're saving
imagine
it.
that anybody liked that.
No.
Or they just haven't gotten there yet,
Okay, because like,
would be worse.
Yes.
I did the whole.
It's not
first-
present in episode 1. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
the
He's
first episode of
marginally less
Revice.
unlikable in
Yeah.
episode 1.
They're-
He's
they're a
still
lot
kind of
more
like
serious.
there, and
Are they
it's
a lot
hard.
more
And
serious?
They are.
I mean, for a given value, it's not
Yeah.
like it's not obviously a comedy yet.
Mhm.
There's comedic elements that you'd expect, but it seems more grounded than I was expecting. Certainly, I was expecting pure
Yeah.
cornballery, and so far it's kind of like, well,
Yeah.
there is cornballery, but it's not like it's like the family dynamic in particular feels basically believable. I just am waiting for them to invade a rich person's house and lurk in the basement for a while.
Yeah,
Oh, not that.
Because like, I
Oscar
like Revy.
references? Am I right? Yeah.
I like the
No?
I
Really
like the main.
that movie?
We'll talk more about. We'll get in more detail about Revice next week.
Yeah, but like that's why I'm just talking about his little cameo appearance right now. Like
Yes.
from what I've seen from the cameo, I like the main writer. I don't like Vice right now, and it has nothing to do with the voice acting. Nothing to do with that. I don't like him for other reasons. Looking at him as
Alright.
a character right now, I don't like it.
Alright.
I hope I really hope they don't do the first.
Well, we got a year. We got a year. So.
Episode 1
Who
is
knows what'll
promising,
happen?
but I always have great fear when a first episode of a show is very promising because it means that I'm going to be let down.
Yes. All right. Espada. Yeah, no, it was mostly a showcase for Blaze, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
You're humming over us talking.
Oh, sorry, I was just like looking at like a wiki page of 01 again. For some reason. No reason at all. I just decided to look at what is the stat of 02.
Okay.
I hope it's not like in every We saw it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Well, they're gonna do. I imagine there'll be some. Yeah, let's see. They probably won't get sent. We'll just have to. Yeah. All right.
Freaking Carlos is like, yo, I'm about to
Oh God, Axel just tripled everyone again. Oh.
freaking Carlos jumped into
Man, Axel is just going on a tear. Jeez. All right. Whatever supplemental material you want to cover. Here is. Yeah. He did. Buster deserved it. This is actually pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a short one. It's only 6 chapters, but I like it.
Buster hands down without even having to think about it. Like, not even. Is there even really a choice?
I gotta say Slash just because he's Slash. I identify a lot with Slash. Yeah, I know. I didn't really like Reniver in his first appearance. Especially since I felt really bad for him.
They just like make the Axel kick 1,000 times better. That game. I wouldn't be surprised because mechanically that game is very different now for learning supers.
It is.
You just go into them raw and it works so often.
May was a nice side character. She didn't do a lot. She was a nice side character. She helped Rinter out everyone else's development. She was there to add color commentary. She did what she had to do, and I appreciate it. I love
levity.
Yeah.
Brevity is shortness.
Brevity is shortness. Levity is lightness.
Listen, Neko. It's friggin' 11:30 right now. You're forgiven. I'm tired. Like, I can't even talk.
Like, that's... Like I'm saying, we get on this, we could do more retrospective next week when we want to. Did we?
We have sealed the deal.
Yes. You can just characters and stuff. Alright. I guess I'll just do this real fast. Just ranking all the characters in my personal opinion. At least all the writers.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Writers. Bottom to top, I'm gonna put Reika and Ryoga at the bottom. Sorry, guys. The thing with those two, I gotta mention this real fast. The thing with those two, they were just henchmen basically up until Solomon came evil, and then they did a quick heel turn, and then the show spent the rest of the season trying to redeem them and make them human. Kinda worked, kinda didn't. Because it kind of just became obsessed. I really wish we would have gotten more backstory with those two. Out of everybody. I wish we got more backstory too. I get why we didn't, because we had bigger fish to fry, but... yeah. But anyway, putting those two at the bottom. Then... just making sure I have my list adjusted. Oh wait, and then probably... No, wait, no. Scratch it. Sophia is at the bottom. Sorry, Sophia. She's our last caliber, so I feel bad for her, but she didn't do much.
At least she got the henshin.
Unfortunately.
Man.
She did get to Henshin, which I appreciate. But they're putting the calibers at the bottom, then Reika Ryoga. Then Ren. I really like you, Ren. I just wish you would have done stuff more sooner. That's all. And Yuri. Yuri, Espada, Buster, Rinchiro Otoma, Slash.
Alright.
That's least to best, in my personal opinion. That's how I like it.
That's solid. That's solid. I don't think.
And no, those like top 5, 6 are like really close together. I really liked. I dug all the
I
characters.
don't
It's
think I
just-
can rank characters this season. I don't know.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them. There's just a lot of characters.
Yeah, that might be it. I thought everybody did their job well enough.
You know,
Like,
and one thing I did, I really liked the when they broke up the guild and they were bringing them back together. I really liked all the moments that each of them got. Like we saw Slash, we got a little bit about Slash's backstory with his grandpa, and like what he's doing as a writer, and then you saw why he switched sides. He's like, Toma's gonna bring about the prophecy that I dreamed about. He's gonna bring about the stake, and I'm gonna join him. And then Buster, we get him. He talks with his son. That's the future I'm fighting for. And you know what? I'm better fighting with.
such a
Yep. And so I really take all the
Clear and
moments.
direct ramifications, whereas a lot of other writers are not necessarily in Saber, but in shows are something much more abstract or grandiose. Yeah, I'm gonna be emperor of the universe. Yeah, okay, good.
I mean,
He wasn't referring. He did not say King of Time. He didn't say that. He didn't say King of Time though. He wasn't referring to Geo.
Remember, there's some people who fight with very good personal reason as well. Okay?
Oh,
Like someone wants to kick out God because they
Keep it, don't die.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I feel like everything's solid, but they just did, like, I don't think I can pick a favorite. Although, like,
The difficulty, as has been brought up before, is the huge difficulty with having a large ensemble cast is that unless you go into it with a lot of really solid prep work, you're not gonna do everyone justice. And we did not do everyone justice.
as just
What if his entire purpose
one
was
other
just
thing-
to get her to give him more players?
one thing I will say. One of the things I did like about this series, character-wise, is that it didn't really feel like anybody, at least personally to me, it didn't feel like any power. With a couple exceptions. Like Buster and Slash, they only had like one major form throughout the whole show, but I never felt like they were too.
Yeah, they managed to keep up despite never getting upgrades at all. Like they get like what, 2 books apiece, maybe? 1 book apiece?
Really, just one. They trade
that's
one, and then they traded with others.
That's that experience
Oh yeah.
That was
one of the absolute highlight rider fights of that season.
Both of them. There's that one, and then there's the one right after that.
Yeah.
Where Toma awakens his pro tag powers, as they call them.
Yeah. And the Buster one that happened shortly before.
Shortly after.
Shortly after. Was also excellent. It is rare in my experience, having watched as many rider seasons as I have, for fights between riders to be that consistently good throughout. So the combat definitely, you know, big props. They got that right.
The only real exception for feeling underpowered are Espada and Red. Those two are the only two I feel are really underpowered.
Especially for a spot. Kind of like how.
I'm glad he's getting Arabian Nights now, but he should have gotten that during the actual show.
Kind of like how freaking Yaiba was.
Yeah, exactly like
Yeah,
that.
she got done dirty.
He had the one form until like decent.
I was really hoping that because when he came back Excalibur, I knew he's gonna become Espada eventually again, because that's how it would go. And I really wish he would have gotten some power up when he did, but he just didn't. Nice job, buddy.
Congratulations.
Ah, man, Kiva's already dead. Damn it.
He jumped him. Kiva got
As a Kiva main, I know how that feels when everyone just jumps you.
He didn't slide kick, but he was like, no, I don't need slide kicks. I'm going in.
See, that's where he failed. Kiva's needs his fly kicks.
So yeah, all in all, man. Saber, I think you should, like, give Saber a watch. That's how
I highly recommend it. I gave it a 9. It is 100% my new number 2. It is officially my second favorite Rider series. I am sorry, Drive, my old number 2, but you are now number 3.
I felt that. I took that. I might take that.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I have to be true to myself. I enjoyed Saber more than I did Drive. I don't know.
It's okay, Shinosuke. You're always top.
Personally,
You're always top for me. Alright.
X8 is still my number 1, but Saber is my number 2 now. So.
I'm gonna speak for Silver here because I'm pretty sure Silver would recommend it too. There you go. Just give Saber a shot. I think it was a good. As a follow up to Zero One, it was alright. It wasn't that bad. There's a little issue, but it's entertaining enough. So there we go.
One final thing to review. This is only applies to me though. But the merch for this one is absolutely fantastic. They did, but as someone who has collected all of them, it is so good. It is so good. It is the most fun I've had with a Rider line since 6-8. Yeah.
It's a lot of loud plastic. Where are you gonna put it?
On my bookshelf, displayed proudly.
Okay, but what about the next time they come out with loud plastic? Where do you put it then?
On another bookshelf, displayed proudly.
Well, what happens when you run out of bookshelves? Because those things
I get
are
more
pretty big.
bookshelf.
We got bookshelves.
Well, what about all your books? And I don't mean the Wonder Ride books. I knew you were going to say what you were going to say, so I preempted you.
You did.
I realized belatedly that this could be interpreted another way.
Yeah, the books get put in the stores, not the Wonder Ride books.
Yeah, because he's gonna need them. I thought too.
But no, because one of the things I really like about this is just how, like, bold all it is. Like, the sounds and the visuals. Visually, it works really well because the books actually open up to, like, view the rider.
Yeah, together. It's
and
separately.
Yeah, no, it's like all the big books look really good on it, and all this. All the swords and everything, molding wise and visually, every sword looks really good. And all the books, I love how all the books work together. I know, and I love the free combos. I love the free combos. How you get free books and you just get the picture of the one rider. It works really well.
Good job.
Hey! Hey, nice job, Kiva.
I thought when Black hits somebody with the same with Cougar, it doesn't. It cancels Cougar.
I think it would. It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What the heck just happened?
Oh!
I think
You're right about that.
the number of times that's happened in Climax Fighters is very small.
Yeah.
I want to say it might not do anything there.
I don't
Because
know.
I think it happened to me once, and I was kind of blown away by the fact that it didn't cause me to die.
Oh, Kiva set everybody up to die.
It might just be an exception because it's not an active
Yeah, he relies
skill.
on it pretty hard too, because
Yeah.
it's just like he's pretty toothless until he gets that.
Yep. Anyway, back to Merc. And then, sound effect wise, I love the fact that the books tell stories. And I know the henshin sequences go on for days, but I don't care, I love it. I love it!
I do like the sounds. I actually do like the one performance of but the book I kind of want.
I love that Wonder Almighty has all the voices of all the main writers in it. Like, each of them tells their own part of the story, and then it's like, all our stories woven together will create a new future.
What I want to do is
Wouldn't that just be his normal base? One final form?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that just...
Galaxy.
Yeah,
So it'd be like OP, but it would be
that would be pretty fun. But all the jingles and stuff, and it just, it's all really fun. This is a really fun season. It does a lot of things really good. So that's all. That's my piece. So. It's my new number 2.
I like the main. The final story. I like some of the power up books. I'm okay with it. And what I don't know if it's still
The full size one. The full size one.
I kind of want it like
If that one plays the theme songs, I will get it. Come on, Kiva. If that sword plays music, I will get it. If it doesn't, then...
That's how
But alright. Yeah, I had fun. Wake up, Fever!
Black is down. Black.
Well, they're all down.
Black, you're not gonna survive this. Sing it! Oh my God.
Unfortunately, overlay is kind of covering up their health, so I don't actually know how much health they have.
Oh, hey, can I ask something as well?
One. He pulled it.
Wait, what? No, Kiva! Kiva!
Something
Stream is behind! Kiva, no way!
Echo, you're playing.
Kiva, what are you doing? Turn around and fight that man! Kiva, you fool! Damn it!
Alright, everyone pick. Alright, I'm gonna do one last fight. Everybody pick a righty.
Kabuto.
Kiva.
Alright. Blaze went first. So Kabuto. Blaze went for an automatic win, I see.
Hey, Echo, you have Slam Zombie download, right? Do you still play it?
I never played it.
Aw, I thought I should you play
Well,
it.
actually, you know what? Since it's not me playing, actually go with Brave for me.
Oh my God, y'all.
Right, it's for free.
If I was playing, I would go with Kiva, but...
I cannot.
What about you?
Get was in there.
Oh, okay. I gotta throw my boy in. Let's go, Sogo. G.O.
All right, the stream is.
Shadow Moon did his thing. He did his thing. I'm proud of him. Because we was playing with Frey. Shadow Moon ain't nothing.
You throw like a single punch and then like walk away, and I'm like, but I'm right here.
And it was on high difficulty, so that's how you know it's messed up. But now Shadow Moon was hitting ults today, man. Going in. Alright.
All right, let's go.
Let's finish it up.
I will. I promise get around to unlocking all that eventually,
Take
and
your
then we'll figure out how to do the whole
Take your time.
parsec
Yeah.
thing.
So,
I finally finished Memory of Heroes. About damn time.
Oh, I should finish that soon. I can't forget about that.
When you guys said Protobirth just appeared to press a button, I kind of thought you guys were hyperbole.
I really
that's literally what happened.
I really
That's
wish.
literally what happened.
They could have had
He could have had 0-1 do it, and he would have had more impact on the plot.
He did.
Because he just showed up to get rescued.
Take the door down.
Like, the first thing you see of 0-1 is him getting bodied by the faceless big bad. And you're like, oh. And then he shows up, like, about to get Terminator 2 in the, smelter. And I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Oh my god, if I know that was
Brave, what are
real,
you
I would say decade already.
That was just
Well, it's not that he has a lot of health, he has a lot of defense.
Wait, hold
A lot
on.
of effect.
Or just like everybody they're okay.
At least until he casts off.
Do this, I believe.
Okay, free for all. Go for it.
This is a free-for-all.
If I really wanted my character to win, I would have said do cross. But the AI is
Yeah, the AI doesn't know how to use it.
spectacular. Like it is. I thought the AI in
Like, look at what Brave's doing. Just Ryder kicking nothing. Oh, Kabuto cast off.
Soko's being smart. Soko's staying away from all that action. Oh, Soko, stay away. Soko,
Oh, Silver was back for a second. Oh god, well, Brave's getting body. So much for that. And everyone just walked into it. Was it?
Yeah.
Nice job, Was. You hit nothing. Where were you even aiming?
Oh. Remember, we're behind. We don't see what you're seeing, Echo. I hope it's going well. Oh no. Oh, come on, Brave. There you go. Shinobi?
Oh, forget.
If I know you have fear, I'll pick that kid. Okay?
Oh my god, Soko, you can't block
Fine, pick that kid then. You keep chill, pick that kid.
We're still behind. The fight hasn't ended for us. Oh.
Yeah!
And everyone just walked into it.
Let's go.
Nice.
Good job.
Get him off! Get him off!
Pummeled in your super mode? What is this?
There you go. Jump, Kabuto. Yes, jump. Let's go.
And the AI's.
Yes.
Well, finally, thanks, Buzz. Jeez.
Oh, get out of there, Counter, get out of there! Oh wait, no, too late.
ちょっと油断しすぎたかな。
Come on.
Wallace walked up to him very menacingly.
Oh,
and
there
he
goes
did
Captain.
nothing. Doesn't Kabuto still have like 2 lives left?
Yeah.
Kabuto and Geo both have.
Yeah, because Waz is dead, because Waz is a friggin'
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
That's not an AI, that is a player.
Nice. The grinder kicked in.
Yo, check this man So I'm sorry.
Wait, how did he catch up in Pokemon? That's not fair. Look, man, people didn't stop nerfing Quark up ever since this series, okay? If it look unfair. Ooh.
Everyone just walks into Kabuto's game. Well, Waz is done. Brave is done.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Oh, I need a king so
Well, he didn't jump into that rider kick.
Thankfully. There you go.
Let's go.
Oh. Oh no, oh no, no, no.
Now is the time. This is the place.
Time to break.
Let's go. Oh no, 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 no,
The
no.
final duel, Geo versus Kabuto.
Go, yeah. I mean, no, go Caldo, sorry.
Kabuto has the, Geo has the hopes of all of us on his shoulders.
Fuck. What did Caldo do to all of you guys, huh?
It's not Kabuto we're mad at, it's you.
Frank, you with me, right? You don't want Gio to win, right?
Let's go.
I no longer have a horse in this race.
I lost my horse. and
Whoever
jumped on
wins,
Neko's
I
horse.
lose. So
Oh, come on, Caldo, fight back.
Alright, we get one more. Let's go.
There it goes. Geo got it.
God damn it.
Kabuto brain turned to mush. So Blaze took the control. Alright, everybody.
Aww.
This is what.
Alright, one more. Okay. Well, we're going to do it one more. Switch this one to Kiwi then.
Alright, switch to Decade then. I don't see Decade with Gio. I really hope Decade will be there too for fun around with Gio.
I like underdogs, so it's gotta be Shadow Moon.
Oh, wait, what do you mean Shadow Moon's underdog? Are you kidding me?
He is wretched in this.
You
game.
haven't played Scramble. You haven't played Scramble, Blaze.
He's
Oh my
wretched.
god, they do Shadow Moon wrong? Are you kidding me? Seriously?
They didn't just do him wrong. They like decided to.
One of
the
the most
worst.
overpowered rider in history, and what did they do to him in this game? Oh my god, I'm afraid to find that.
No, it doubles his I almost picked Cross for me.
Should have done Cross.
Yeah, pick Decade for me.
Cross is so disgusting.
Jade, Kiva, Wolves,
because the AI
and
is
Shadow Moon.
dumb.
Wait, do you have any limit we can change to? That's actually cool in this game.
What?
What?
I mean,
he gets
for
the
Decade.
first 10. He gets the first 9 riders.
No, I mean, remember in Comics Fighter, you have to pick 3 rider for him
Yeah,
to
you
change
have
to?
to pick 3.
You do. You
Oh.
just have to pick all 4 of these people first, then we'll give you the option. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
so you still have to pick here? Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man, this is.
Wait, it's not Geo anymore? Come on, keep Geo, man.
Nah, you don't deserve it. After you
I want to see Decade was Geo. Come on.
Fine.
Thank you.
Fine. After this. I had to freaking carry the hopes and dreams of the team on my back.
どうやらこれがこの世界での出来事らしい
Hey, look, you know if I was controlling, it would be different, okay? I would die much sooner.
You don't have to control the person for their powers to affect them. We've seen this before.
I'm kind of.
Do you remember the
Ladder?
Infinite Muteki?
No, he
Ladder?
doesn't remember because he's not allowed to remember after he enters in when he embodies himself in meat space. He's been over this. His fourth dimensionality is reduced. His memories is
add more and more power.
incapacitated.
Kiva got the first hit of.
You guys just keep giving more and more power, basically. Like by the end of this, I'll be I probably look like a beyond.
Yeah, but Blaze 1v1 me in Gundam, so.
We have a game right now. You want to do it? Although you're sleepy as hell, so I'm gonna win this easily. I'll beat you
Dude,
back
it's
easily
tomorrow
right now.
already.
You can go to.
No, I gotta watch Shadow.
Auto, right?
The Shadow Moon lands in all
I'm just
As far as
wondering.
I'm concerned, yeah, pretty much. If Shadow Moon doesn't get completely bodied, if he's in the final 3, he won.
Come on, Kiva.
He's actually jumping things. This is bonkers. He's avoided a couple hits. I'm impressed.
Kiva has done
Did
nothing.
you see those energy blades? Those Satan Saber energy
there you go,
blades?
Kiva.
He
Come
just
on.
shot out that like hit absolutely nothing.
Oh god. Come on, Shadow Moon. You're
There you
better
go,
than
Kiva.
Shadow Moon.
Kiva is pissed.
Just yeah, bully decade. My boy.
No, Kiva! Oh, Kiva's still alive.
The what do they call this? The falling.
Ah,
Weird this game, honestly. It doesn't. It looked like.
Shadow Moon is the last person to lose a life.
Wow. Okay.
I guess track.
No, no one jumped him. That's why he's the last to lose a life.
I'm saying jump the king.
Oh no,
Look,
there goes
they're
Shadow
not
Moon.
gonna
I killed him.
shield, they're not gonna come
Wake up fever. Oh god.
Coming.
No, yeah, we're pretty far behind. We're still at
Oh wow.
Wake Up Fever and Decade.
Oh.
No, don't just stand there, Kiva.
Hold off. You can do
Yes,
it.
yes. Oh, that was such a good Dogabaki. Oh, and then
He's
Shadow
not
Moon.
gonna do his ult. Wow. Thanks, Shadow Moon.
No, he didn't do his ult.
Hopes and dreams destroyed.
What the hell is wrong with Shadow Moon? Come
He's
on,
wretched, and the AI is dumb.
Yes!
Man.
The physics are
Kiva,
not
no, Kiva.
good at all.
Fight that. Yeah, better than this, man. Hello. Oh my gosh.
Wow, he went from being the one who lost a life last to being 2 lives down. Bro.
Double is dead, bro. Like, he got a little life.
Yeah, no, double gun.
I can actually win it.
Kiva! Block! Please, Kiva!
Oh, Shadow Moon. Double is being Shadow Moon like he is in the movie again for the same reason.
Nice job, Kiva.
No, Shadow Moon. Come on.
He's just getting jumped.
He can do
Kiva,
this.
don't just stand there!
He can do this. Shadow Moon. Shadow Moon, you can
I
do
just
this.
wish the stages were bigger too.
There you go.
That better decay. It's like done channeling Oh my god, that combo.
No! Ah! How is Decay the only one with 2 lives?
Shadow Moon, Kiva have 2 lives from what I'm seeing. Or am I slower than you guys?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're behind us
do
a
it,
little
Shadow
bit.
Moon. Do it.
Oh, Wake Up Fever, Wake Up Fever, Wake Up Fever! Yes!
Decade. Come on, do your final attack, Shadow Moon. Do it. Do it.
He's not gonna do it, dude.
God!
He's gonna die.
We're way behind. You're way behind. Ow, God! Alright.
Oh, that's cool.
There goes the
We have-
Decade.
we have energy flash. That's cool.
His rider kick is fantastic, but like,
I want Shadow Moon in Climate Spider. Please give him a Climate Spider. I'll do it.
dude, Namco doesn't even remember the Climax Fighter.
There you go. Lilian.
You're fortunate that they
Yes!
forgot.
Nice Togemaki.
Come on, Decade.
Stay alive, buddy. Stay alive, buddy.
He doesn't even do it on this one? Really? Oh my god.
Oh, double
He
is
wants to just,
coming.
he wants to just
And he's doing like 2-hit combos and that's it.
And Decade have not transformed to any other rival. Shadow, wait, who died first? Shadow Moon died first.
Shadow Moon's done.
Oh, come on.
He did so much better than me. He got like 4 ults.
Shadow Moon's first done, yep. Looks like Eva will be next. Wake up, Fever!
How did double win?
Oh no!
Double, what type of shenanigans? You fool!
旅は続く
Kiva, you have no health! And there goes Kiva.
She was gone.
Goodbye,
Unfortunately.
I feel bad.
And Double just got blasted in the face.
I feel bad.
Oh.
I feel bad for Frag, man.
Nah, dude, this is exactly what I knew was gonna happen, but I was
Yep,
hoping
no.
for...
Winner Decade. Damn it.
Oh,
It's,
that's
it's just the way it goes with Shadow Moon. Like, every time I fought him as AI, he's just like, "Dur, dur, 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 dur." And I'm just like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? Masked Rider! He is in this school! You will come to the courtyard! He's very, very Saban Masked Rider energy.
Alright, where's Kiva?
Now
we're doing another
do
one?
Cross.
You wanna cross?
Yeah, go cross.
Alright, hold on.
I still keep Decade.
I know
Please
you
go,
will, but
Gio.
I'm going- no,
I'll
no,
keep
no.
I'll keep Kiva.
I'm throwing Gates.
Well, but Gates is good though.
Cross hits hard though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the AI is like. There are words to describe how bad the AI is, but
Sure you don't want Maka's actually killing him. I don't know what happened.
Actually, no, keep it.
You sure? 'Cause I
No, yeah, it's fine. I want to keep at least try to do good. So
can
I always end Ascensions on Kiva, so I feel like it's only appropriate.
I need
Please.
everyone channel your power and jump the key. Blaze, you should feel sad because Kabuto had the advantage. She freaking threw it away for a bucket of KFC.
yeah, but was it like spicy KFC?
No.
Or no?
Man, I want some fried chicken now. Why you have to mention
It
that,
was,
huh?
it was
Huh?
that
Huh?
baked KFC, that grilled chicken.
Cross Z. Okay. I do want to.
That's why I threw in Gates because I'm like, oh, I can't have a secondary be by himself.
So, just quick question: no one here get the Plants vs Zombie thing, even though it's free. It's quite fun. I could use some teammate in that thing though, so I was like,
Oh,
well,
you're talking about Garden Warfare, Plants vs Zombie Garden Warfare.
yeah, it's actually quite fun.
I'm not gonna play a shooter with console controls. Sorry.
今ここでお前の道を終わらせるだけだ
It's a third person
I
shooting
can't
game.
even play GBO2, and I play that game, and I can't
負
play
ける気
that.
がしね
What about you, Dun? It's just Plant vs Zombie, man. And it's
I
free.
can't shoot. I actually can't shoot. I can RPG, but I can't shoot.
Play Overwatch. What the heck are you talking about?
I play Mercy in Overwatch.
Yeah, but you play Genji as well, and you're doing fine.
No, have you ever seen me in an actual fight as Genji?
Wait, did you play Genji? I remember you playing a lot. Of
I
Genji.
only play Genji when there's nothing going on. I just like RPing as Genji when during like a skirmish or something. Yes, Kiva!
They have support role in the Plant vs Zombie game as well. I'm sure you like. for healing. I could use a squad of like plants, man. I'm like looking for more recruits. It's a fun game, but playing alone can be like, no. This is clearly a game you can have team out. Sad.
Come on, Cross. Do one of those across the map punches.
Nope, keep it, get up. Eva, how are you the first to lose a life?
So
Kiva!
wait, so Don, you like Kiva the series? You like it, right?
I actually haven't watched all of Kiva. I love Kiva's design. So.
It's a good season.
And he's also my favorite to play in this.
The season was okay. It's that issue, but I like it.
No, Kiva's definitely high on the list of ones I want to play.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm...
It can get a bit rough sometimes. I don't know.
Ow!
If you persist, it's a good series.
Come on, Kiva. Oh, that's nice. That is... Oh! Yes!
Das
Wake up,
lindo.
Kiva!
I don't know how Cross got out of it, but he did. Because it looked like he was already with it.
Ah, damn it, Kate! I'm gonna be the first one out of this. Oh, get the freaking time burst on Decay. There you go.
What do you have against Decade, huh? Alright.
I have nothing against Decay.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about you, talking about Echo.
Oh. It's because everyone keeps getting beating the shit out of me. Come on, Kiva.
Gay is actually picking on Decade for some damn reason. He's chasing him across the room. I know, but what the hell I do to this guy that make him like chase after me like this?
Oh, Gates explode.
Let's go. Yes.
Come on. Come on, Kiva, you gotta use it. You gotta use your Wake Up Fever. Yeah, he didn't.
Cross gonna...
Nope.
I think
Oh,
he's
nice.
missed every one of his...
God damn it.
Good.
Took the game with you. I know, that was really good.
Not like this, Cross.
Yes.
Nice shot.
Get it.
Just hit him with the business. You have a punch that goes across the entire arena. And your armored charge up.
Oh, Gates.
Oh,
Ooh, nice. Oh, time burst. On...
my gosh.
Oh,
Man, Decade not gonna survive this.
He's missed every single ult.
Decade?
awesome Magma.
Cross.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
No, DK. I mean, Kiva. Yeah.
And yet he managed to juke Decade's ult, and I don't really know how. Decade armor, that Oh my goodness, yeah.
Ow.
Everybody's there and he's like, nope.
Everyone's on their final life.
Not today.
Are you serious?
Cross is toast.
Yes, Emperor. Wake up, Fever. Come on, Kiva. You got this. Oh, that was so good.
Jump in there, you fools.
Do it. Do it, you fools.
Freaking Kiva
even turned up and said no. He got 4 ultimate
It's got-
sounds, by the way.
僕の音楽でみんなを
Nice.
幸せにしたい
There we go. All right, that's a good one to end it on. I'm
That was
satisfied.
blinding.
At least it was a closer match.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. At least you didn't
Oh.
lose this time. Yeah, you didn't die first.
God damn.
Look, it was. It's Shadow Moon, man. I don't know why they did what they did. They did it.
Yeah,
and
you
he's
just
like,
you
Well,
just gotta feel bad.
I'm
for
gonna
Shadow.
main him. I'm gonna main him. I'm gonna make him viable. I don't know how, but I'm gonna put
If
forth the
If
effort.
you guys want, we can be more place your bets on freaking Rider for
I need sleep. It's 12:15.
Not today.
We've been going for 3 hours and 25 minutes.
I'm
Yeah.
not talking about today. I'm talking about another time. Freaking Raiders for
We can next time we have like a heavy discussion that we want to do, like another retrospective or whatever.
Push your pants, people. Alright, that was today's episode.
Uh.
Sorry for this.
any chance we can have a Kickstarter event to like make a new Rider game or some shit? Oh god.
I would like that.
Yeah.
All
I
your
would.
Kickstarter money is going to go to just acquiring the licenses. Absolutely zero game development.
No, I'm
It's-
not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, if they would need Kickstarter to like get fun for a new game, I would all for it. Honestly, whatever at this point, just to
I
get
think you're thinking more of like a petition, Blaze. Get Bandai to do it.
yeah.
Thanks again.
Unless you want someone else who's not Bandai to do it.
Oh, an Ultraman game, if that be a. Isn't that good?
Throw
Free?
Raid over.
Oh yeah.
Project
Uh,
GG, man.
Oh,
All
yeah.
my hopes and dreams are resting on it at this point.
Next time.
It's not going to be multiplayer, but that's okay. I'll deal
Wait,
with
are you talking about the 50th anniversary game? Or
it. No, that's Tamagotchis.
Now you read.
we know? Yeah, that's what I was saying. What are you?
No,
oh,
Project
I-
GG.
Oh,
That Ultraman game
the
by,
Platinum Games. Yeah,
yeah,
Platinum
by
Games
Platinum,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I missed that.
Wait, it's show already?
What?
Like that game, the Platinum game that's supposed to like give
No,
you a-
they haven't. They showed a
It's not
teaser,
out.
and I don't think we've heard anything since.
It's
Oh,
not